What is going on, guys? We are live for Sunday Night Football. Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Kickoff will be shortly. What is going on, guys? How do you guys enjoy the early and midday games today? I know Fat Guy and I are quite happy. 8-3-1 with our picks. 4-1 with bets today. Up 3 units. Very good day. Very strong day for us. Item, I'd have to agree. Sorry, just doing a sound check. I'm coming in loud and clear. Yeah, this game's gonna suck. Let me take a look at the market. I've been kind of waiting for kickoff for this one. 45% of bettors are on the Cowboys. 36% of the dollars are on the Cowboys. That line has skyrocketed. It opened at 4. It got bet up to 7.5. And then when the Dalton news came down, it got bet up to 11. Now it's back down to 10. I'm actually leaving this game alone. I'm not going to be betting it tonight. But I am interested to see if Dallas's offensive line can perform a little bit better than they did last week. And I'm actually excited to see what they have from this rookie, because Andy Dalton's just not the answer with this team and how they're set up. Hello, Dylan Clark. How you doing? Thank you for joining. Wentz is going to eat. Fulgham is going to score 3 tonight. What's going on, Doc D? I've got full. How do you say it? Fulham? Fulgham? I think it's Fulgham. Fulgham, I've got as a spot start in fantasy. DC, you love your Steelers. That was a nice win today. I know people were talking about taking them for Super Bowl futures a few weeks ago, thinking that there wasn't much difference between them and the Ravens in the AFC, and I think the Steelers had like Baltimore was twice as likely to win the Super Bowl according to odds, so people like the value on the Steelers. I'm curious how many people ended up jumping on that while they could. I hope the Fat Guy's stretching. Very profitable day, Zaps. It was for football 3 units. As part of our new Discord, there was some advice given as well for F1. So I made another unit and a half on F1. So up 4.5 units today, Zaps. Very good day. And the Fat Guy and I went 8-3-1 in picks. We're tied for 3rd place right now in the picks leaderboard with 74 contestants.
What happened at the end of the Saints game?
Saints managed to get a field goal.
So it's a push then on the contest?
It's a push, so no movement from that. It would have been nice to have a Bears cover, but we can't be complaining this week.
Yeah.
Dylan Clark said, I'm glad I didn't bet any games this week. Terrible picks. Zit Vono said, pretty good day for underdogs, and that's true. I know, Zit, you're up with us. 8-3-1. We got the same record. So congrats, Zit. And Dylan Clark, I think you'll take as many losses as you can as long as the Steelers are winning. They looked really good today. Some good chat in the Discord today. I was happy to see that. Very active. Lots of people joining in.
Most certainly stretching. Thank you for noticing.
Zit said he won with the Steelers, but he ended up losing with the Niners. There was such a heavy line movement for the Niners, who were 4-point underdogs at open, and they got bet down to 1-point favorites. But Seattle, especially Russell Wilson, took care of business, that's for sure. Untouchable is here. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'll lose every game if they can make it to the big dance. I don't care. I'd take that too. The Chargers game, chap my arse. That was, if you were on the Chargers, it was definitely a bad beat.
Yeah, it happened. I thought it was an exhilarating ending.
It was a ton of fun to watch, and we had Denver for the cover, so even nicer when you're on the right side of a bad beat per se.
How about Raiders? They ran it 45 times.
They kind of had to with how the weather was in Cleveland. Well, they didn't have to, but it's the game script makes sense. There's no reason why. They've built their team around that offensive line, and Josh Jacobs is no slouch. So I'd rather have Josh Jacobs in that O-line deciding games than Derek Carr. That's just me.
That's for sure.
Zivono said, thank you, Broncos, for not missing the extra point.
Yeah.
I know. I was fully expecting them to miss that with how that game went. Zap said, took a shot at Bears money line plus 210 pregame. So close. Cash big on Steelers, though. Nice. Yeah, that Bears were live. They were definitely live. At plus 210, if you could go into overtime with almost any teams at plus 210, you've made a good decision. Let's put it that way. Cassone, gentlemen, how is it going? Steelers giving me a Hurch.
A Hurch? You got to define Hurch. Hello, sir.
Cassone, I think you are still the number one. You've actually taken a 2-game lead. 75 wins. Billy 369's at 73. So congrats, Cassone. 8-3-1 again this week.
Oh,
giving me a heart attack. That Steelers Ravens game was fun to watch. Untouchable parlayed Bears and Seahawks money. I'm guessing Bears spread and Seahawks spread. And I'm guessing you got it at one of the later lines. It closed at 5.5, I believe, for the Bears. Nice. Are you excited for this Cowboys-Eagles game, or?
Compared to the rest of today, not really. It's Ben DiNucci.
It depends on the book, Zivono, but usually if there's a push and a parlay, they just take that game off. So if you have a 5-game parlay and there's one push, you'll go down to 4 games.
Well, Zivono, I guarantee you'll be 5-star entertainment value. You know what? There's a chance of ineptitude making it entertaining.
Oh, definitely.
I can't believe this game didn't get flexed. I swore he was going to give me a loss. Sit down, son. That's so funny. I
I'm
haven't looked at
sure.
those scores yet.
I'm sure Dylan will stop by, and you'll definitely be able to get your chance to trash talk Jameson. At least it has playoff implications.
Yeah, it's true. It's actually true. I just had a nice voice crack. First time in a while for that. It's true.
You went full Paul Bearer.
Yeah,
Maybe
more
Paul
like
Bearer.
the movie Usher from The Simpsons. But yeah, it could be Paul Bear.
Maybe
Putting it
Paul
nicely.
Bearer could make a return to the Picks show.
It's I call that a very, very deep long shot. Let's put it that way.
What's going on, Mickey? How you doing today?
There it is, Mickey Hill, waiting for him.
Steelers Super Bowl was 10-1 before this week, and you hammered it, Zaps. That's awesome. I brought it up at the very start of stream because I couldn't remember if it was you or someone else that was talking about they just saw so much value on the Steelers Super Bowl, and I think they had like twice as long shot odds as the Ravens, I want to say, and people were saying like they didn't see difference between those two teams, and the Ravens still might be a little bit better, but the Steelers got the best of them today.
Yikes, I lost by half a point. Oh, that sucks. In one of those leagues. Yowza.
Jamie, the Chiefs covered today too.
Yeah, they did.
What did they? It was 35-9, so they.
Oh, I have Darius Slayton. I'm going to win. I'll be fine. No, I won't. Against Scotty Miller, Eagles D. Oh, yikes.
Why do you say you suck, Mickey?
You probably had a bad week this week. He went against us in a bunch of them, so.
Untouchables hoping that Mickey wins in fantasy, and Jameson giving kudos. Oh, Mickey's saying he sucks at fantasy. Do you have it up there?
You've done pretty good
his matchup
so far. I got to be real here. Yikes! Might lose both of those, huh?
6-5 and
6-5 and
1's
1's fine.
That's a winning week at 6-5 and 1. Untouchable needs Mickey to win so he keeps pace for a playoff spot. Zivono says, have you noticed that the Jets are so bad that their team nickname means rotting flesh?
Of course, he's referencing gangrene, and hard to argue that.
I'm so glad Fireman Ed came out of retirement for this.
Oh, yeah.
Zap said Ravens are the first team since 1950 who outgained their opponent by 200 plus rushing yards and outgained them in passing yards by any amount and still lost. That's that just shows you that usually rushing for that many yards is a good thing, but turnovers will change games, and it showed in Miami today. I know Miami got outplayed, but turnovers and special teams won them that game. Dylan Toddfield, gangrene in the flesh. That's all right, Jameson. I still have the best roster. Just seems like whenever someone's player has a fluke performance, they are playing against me. I'll still make it and win in the playoffs.
There's Dylan Toddfield. He's in the house.
Mickey went betless today.
Interesting. We caught a lot of flack in the comment section. And as usual, the ones that are most passionate didn't work out for him today. So I was happy with that.
Untouchable Jay took Eagles -6 first half.
I don't know about that.
I was aggressive today, Mickey, and ended up going 4-1. So it was a nice day betting wise. 5-1 if you include the F1 pick from the Discord. Ben DiNucci, officially the starter for the Cowboys, in for the first snap.
I started him in fantasy, so I hope this works out.
Which league?
I didn't start him in
Oh,
fantasy.
okay, just double checking. Dylan, people were asking what's your
Power rankings.
your top 10 power rankings.
Are the
After
Saints
this
still
week's
really
games.
at the top?
It seems on par, Dylan, that anytime someone with some prestige goes up against you, they get off. We get a double reverse with a lead block of DiNucci, who makes it. CeeDee Lamb picks up the gain. This could be one of those games where the Cowboys throw the entire kitchen sink at the Eagles.
It wasn't a great block, but he did it.
You know what was funny is that the Eagles defender actually went for to eat up DiNucci as a blocker instead of making the tackle.
Yeah, yeah. That was a good play. I smell a turnover. Look at the Nooch's mustache. Dylan Clark read an article suggested that OBJ might have played the last game as a Brown. Not sure about that. I would bet that it is, because he's not going to be ready for the start of next season more than likely. So my guess is that they'll be able to cut him at some point, maybe next year. Because they might just keep him on IR the whole year. They don't have to pay him then. And then they can just cut him the next year after, right? Because he costs way too much money. He doesn't bring very much to the table, and he's getting over $20 million a year.
In sad fantasy news that no one will care about, I traded for Kenny Golladay this week.
I noticed. I thought it was bad. Is he out for the year?
I'm not sure, but he didn't finish the game as far as I know.
No, he got hurt. That was a nice completion by Ben DiNucci.
In our keeper league, somebody dropped CeeDee Lamb, so I picked him up, and I think I might use my last draft pick on keeping him.
I think it's unlikely that you'll do that because it won't fit our criteria. That was bad.
Mickey said he benched CD this week, so he'll go off. They're gonna have to put up
there's always
some
that
yards.
chance.
They're gonna have to
He's
put
already
up
got
some yards. So
I don't know what this was. Yeah, it's been fun, Jay. It's only we're in a two keeper league. I've been really fortunate. Someone dropped Derrick Henry 3 years ago, and I picked him up. So he's cost me very little draft capital, and he's been pretty much the best fantasy player since then, aside from McCaffrey. So I've done very well in this league. I'll probably be in first or tied for first at the end of this week in it again. I'm having a good year, guys. Just having a good year. Anyone see that blitz pickup on the Lamb reception by Elliott? It was very impressive because they rushed the passer and he had to quickly choose which gap to fill. Buddy, you should just go for it here.
Well, I was gonna say at the least, and Dallas is gonna have a field goal attempt here. Gallup actually did very well after the catch.
Yeah, he could have gone further, that defender. Yeah, we did have a good contest day as well, Mickey. 8-3-1. Weird kick, but it's good.
Greg the Legs Erline puts him up 3 to start. Why did the Bears guy start slugging the Saints guy? So they showed a replay that earlier in the game, that corner was like he put like his like finger inside of the Anthony Miller's like face mask and was like grabbing his like lip or something like that. And so in the next drive, I don't know why, but the guy just went over, sucker punched him a second time. I'm going to say that was such a heads-up play by that Saints player for just taking those punches and not like throwing anything back, because it ended up hurting the Bears. Like, that was not a smart decision to make. Like, that seemed like a thing that would happen when the game's out of hand, but like that was a tie game. Like, not even midway through the third quarter yet. It was very, very bizarre. Not exactly a heads-up play.
He didn't get a very good shot, though. Those were kind of bad punches.
Yeah, he...
If you're gonna sucker, like, they got a helmet on. Why don't you body punch? And yeah, it is selfish. Just don't do it at all.
I have a small feeling that maybe one of the coaching staff said for him to like put him out there to do something, but like that's all speculation on my part.
Closed captioning of this program is brought to you in part by Kraft Dinner. Now with more cheese, so your KD tastes even cheesier. It's got to be KD.
The first punch hurt when he went to open slap. Yeah. Just bizarre. Like,
CTV's new series, Be Positive, Thursday at 8:30, 9:30 Mountain.
the fact that neither of us played football, so maybe if someone in chat has, you could tell us. But like, if you got a helmet on and someone punches you in the head, like that's got to hurt the person punching more than the guy that's wearing the helmet. That's my guess. Does anyone have experience or no? I'm such a puss. I think it would hurt when guys like clash helmets as far as like celebrations are concerned.
Yeah, probably.
Some of those like helmet to helmet celebrations are vicious.
Yeah, but you're pumped, man.
Yeah. Did you see the Kareem Jackson hit? In the
Yeah, on his own guy.
No, he hit Tremaine Pope.
Oh, I never saw that one.
Oh, it looked like Pope hit a brick wall. He had to go out of the game for concussion protocol.
AJ Boyd did too.
Oh,
Get
really?
hit by his own guy.
I missed that hit.
You kind of get pumped though when you celebrate and you hit someone in a helmet. Closest thing I ever had is like is boxing. Like when you're in a a good one with your opponent, and you land a couple and then he lands a couple. You kind of you kind of bring it on. It gives you both a little bit of euphoria, almost oddly enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen, Mickey, but regardless of the results, I think there is going to be some clashes.
Just head for untouchable, Jay. Mickey, you're going to have some sort of code word so he knows it's you coming.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the secret code would be like buttered crust or something like that.
Yeah, buttered crust. Wow, Dallas with a sack here.
It's funny how bad this Dallas Cowboys defense has been, and they have some real star-studded players on their defense. DeMarcus Lawrence, Alden Smith, Van Der Esch is back. Sean Lee's playing his 1 or 2 games of the season right now.
Absolutely. Jalen Smith. Who else? They got rid of some guys too.
Well, they lost Byron Jones. It's probably the most notable.
Didn't they release Don Terry Poe?
Yeah, they just did, but I think people were saying that Poe's looked like he's been on his last legs.
And so much weight and stuff like that. Wow.
Now there's a play for the Cowboys defense.
Unbelievable.
I want to see this replay because it was hard to tell when the ball actually came out of Wentz's hands. And I don't know. I guess I know how Wentz didn't see him, but like he was in Wentz's face fast. Mickey said horrible play. I know Mickey hasn't been the biggest Wentz fan.
That's a fumble.
That's a fumble. It was close, but that was definitely a fumble. Untouchable says throw the effing ball. Max asking chat, anybody have a play for this game? DTF has the Saints number 1 on his list. Steelers 2, Ravens 3, Chiefs 4, Bucks, Seahawks, Packers, Niners, Titans, Cardinals.
Wow. That was such a brutal play. Like, yeah. Corey Andy with an appropriate response. This is such a rookie mistake Wentz made. Like, it's just, first of all, that was kind of a busted execution anyways. The running back ran to the wrong side, or I don't know. This is just bad start to finish. Wow, I'm just like almost flabbergasted because that was so bad.
Well, even like that last play, like I didn't get a close look pre-snap, but does the corner really need to be 10 yards off when you're playing DiNucci?
Yeah, exactly.
Corey Andy said, hopefully the Cardinals can get bet down. Hope the public backs the Dolphins after that. Can we say meltdown by Jared Goff?
Yeah. It's hard because there's no negative news from the Cardinals. They're still high off the greatest win, the best win of the season so far.
More Wildcat from the Cowboys.
And why not? And they're going to get the first down, it looks like.
Elliott looks fairly comfortable in Wildcat.
In the league
where they play.
For pay. We're trolling some guy who doesn't even know who we are. It's great. We're really cool.
4 turnovers first half, and that's against a valiant Rams defense.
Oh, absolutely. Of course I am. Wow.
That was weird. It looks like Hargrave thought that it was he looks like he thought DiNucci actually kept the ball, so he stopped tackling Elliott.
It was a bad game from Goff, that's for sure. I teased the Eagles in the over. You might be in trouble here.
Well, it's good for the over so far. This is trouble.
That's
Yeah.
rookie play. That they got the ball. Philly's got the ball for sure. Really bad play from DiNucci. You think they didn't work on this type of stuff?
Well, the thing that's strange about it is, like, think about the play calling up to that point. They really think doing like a 5-step drop back for DiNucci at 3rd and 4 is really the best play there.
Like, why didn't they just try and run it 3 times? You know what I mean? Like, the Gallup one was fine because it's almost like a hot read. Like, he has one guy on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is a whose quarterback sucks worse contest. Yeah. Real Jolly Roger, welcome to chat. This week, Titans host the Bears and the Ravens host the Colts.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the Bears lost that much face this weekend. Or earlier today, rather. The Ravens and the Titans lost face, I would say. And realistically, the Ravens just got exploited on key mistakes. You could argue they're still better.
The one thing I will say about the Bears is that they haven't looked good on offense no matter who's at quarterback.
Oh, they're horrible on offense. But a lot of it's like stuff. It feels like they're still on the practice field though. You know what I mean? Like calls coming in is an issue. All that stuff's an issue. Dylan Toddfield, you're learning, buddy. Yeah, the Packers they lost a lot of face. So it might be a nice spot next week for them. So they because that's got to be, I'm going to say that's the second biggest upset of the year behind Oakland beating Chiefs in Kansas City. I would say the next up's got to be Minnesota going to Green Bay and winning. Max Klutz, I love the Ravens and Packers in do-up spots. Yeah, no, absolutely.
In 2014, Jess got a little emo over the pizza burger in this masterful tweet. Because Jess almost cried, the pizza burger is back at Boston Pizza. Enjoy all BP classics with 10% off pickup orders for a limited time.
Burrow is probably the most fun quarterback to watch, I think, right now. He's going to be really good. I almost got a bet today. I was going to bet one of my friends that Burrow in his career will get at least one MVP. And I actually believe it. I'm that optimistic.
Yeah, untouchable. The those emojis and the that color beside Corey's name is from the memberships. Yeah, Corey did give me a free 2-unit play and a cash, so that was nice. And there's spots. There's more spots for emojis. So if you guys want to request an emoji, let me know. The fat guy hasn't seen the emojis yet, so I'm excited for him to see them. Corey just put them all there.
Oh, I saw those. Those are all jokes that involve me. Excellent, Tom.
Congrats, Tom. 3-1 is nice. That's a winning day right there.
Who's number 2 on the Browns? Oh, it's got to be Manziel. It's a troll on me.
Yeah, that's from the. We had a fantasy football league that we were in, and to set the draft order, we used to have Royal Rumbles. So that's a picture of the fat guy's character from that Royal Rumble. Untouchable's grabbing his credit card. Dylan Toddfield said Tom was the most popular commentator this week. I have no clue what that means.
Well, he means in the video.
Oh, I get you. And if the Giants cover, Tom will be 4-1. What line did you end up getting, Tom, for the Giants game? Because I know they opened at 10, but they've been bet up to 13. I haven't actually checked today what they're at. They've been bet down to or they're 13 still.
On the sideline, I don't see that stupid tarp down.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Corey wants a Peyton face mask.
12.5 is a great. That's
Yeah,
excellent.
12.5 is good.
Oh, I know.
Max
Giants
likes the
are
Giants at
interested.
13. The Giants have been live cover-wise in all their games.
Yeah. They've almost won some of them, too. Yeah. I think you guys know where I'm probably going to go with a lot of these picks next week. The teams I like this week, I don't like next week, more or less. Just because results sway perception so much, it's unbelievable. Yeah, I bet on Seattle, only a tiny amount too, because I hate betting on good teams, but I thought it was a good spot. You had Broncos minus 3.5? You mean plus 3.5? They were dogs in that game, and rightfully so. Looks like the Eagles are moving the ball just a little bit now.
That Broncos Chargers game had such an exciting finish. That was
unreal.
That was great.
It's just one game, the Titans game. It's no big deal. I don't know who this is on. Is this a false start?
Should be on Jalen Smith.
Yeah, encroachment.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Tom, that was nice.
$14-1 4-team teaser one. Broncos money line isn't part of a teaser. I guess the other games are. I'm glad you hit. I'm absolutely glad you hit. I would suggest just betting the game straight up, but you know, that's just I guess that's my preference. I was cursing the Broncos the whole game, and they came back with that. What a crazy finish. Yeah. But the thing, it's never really over. And the best part about having a dog is like the backdoor covers happen all the time. There's a great one. I got made fun of where I was about Baltimore when they were I said it was a sucker bet to bet on Baltimore when they were playing the Eagles, and the Eagles almost won the game. So I mean, I really like that, by the way. If wow, what a ball. Travis Fulgham. I really like the Panthers. The one thing is, though, is the Chiefs are the best team in the league. In theory, they're up there, right? They're in that tier 1. So it's hard to put a lot of money on, but I will definitely be betting against it. And, yeah, 11, you can just wait. Chiefs covering. Think about what the average square would have bet a lot on the Chiefs this weekend. Like, that would have been their big play, right? So think about the betting confidence they have with the Chiefs going forward. It's got to be at an all-time high. Wow, Chargers have just been pretty unlucky, to be honest. They've played poorly in certain spots, but they've been, I mean, some of those things are just very unlucky that have happened against them.
If I'm a Chargers fan, I'm excited by Herbert. I think he played really well today.
Herbert looks really good.
Yeah, I think there's a bright future for the Chargers. I think there's a bright future for Denver as well. I've actually been pleasantly surprised with how Drew Lock has played.
I disagree. I'm not a Lock fan. I don't think he's really that good. I think they're going to struggle. I don't think he's got nearly the ceiling that people like Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is already considerably better, and same with Justin Herbert. So I could see those teams taking better steps forward because it's hard. It's easier to add other pieces.
Where was
Anthony
Herbert
Lynn.
selected?
5th overall.
Okay. I like that. Even without Rivers, the Chargers suck in the fourth quarter. Anthony Lynn couldn't coach his way out of a paper sack.
Remember how much hype there was about him after they beat, who was it, the Ravens in the playoffs a few years ago? I wasn't feeling it back then. It was a Jim Rome thing, so that looks like a touchdown. Oh, he dropped it. You don't have to complete the catch there.
Rookie wide receiver Jalen Reagan.
Something seems fishy
or
with that, though.
Rager, sorry.
They're going to review it, so. Look at these linemen. You can't even, I don't even know their names. Oh, should be okay. Pretty loosey-goosey, though, with the football. I got to be real here.
Yeah, this was a very dangerous play, him reaching out and dropping the ball at the pylon.
It's always interesting. Wow, Ben DiNucci feeling the effects of turnover points. Bears did have a nice cover if you had a good price.
Dylan Clark says you can bet on the next head coach to be fired, and Gase is at -125.
I would actually not bet on him. I think it's possible that they just they're almost better off just letting the ship crash on the rocks. Is it just me, or does Jake Elliott look like a falconer? Jake Jacobs is in the house, the real champ.
What's going on, Jake? Jake sent us a picture of himself and the trophy that he won, as well as the winning T-shirt for last season. Brought a big smile to my face when I got that, man. So kudos, congrats on last year's championship.
Do you guys, Jake? Do you mind if we share that in the video, perhaps?
With this bag, or these bags, you can try something new. Find something they'll love, and keep everyone moving. Even if you're
Tom says Raiders were my lock of the week. Jake says that trophy is badass.
Oh, thank you.
That's
Yeah, we
awesome.
wanted your permission before we did that. So, yeah, that T-shirt looks like it's way too big. Would you lose some weight, or did I send the wrong size? It's possible. I think I wrote something funny on it too. Yeah, I noticed. I'm like, man, this guy's swimming in it. Looks like a going to bed T-shirt for a girl.
I wouldn't know what that looks like. Nice. Max had Raiders +2.5 at even odds.
Eagles -4 and over 36.5 in the league where they play. Who? What do you mean over 36.5? Where do you get that? Over 36.5 what points for the Eagles?
moved his investments to Quest Trade. I think it's
Was on the OU for this game like 42?
Let's take a look.
people pay way lower fees.
It's
percent versus the 2% we pay.
That's 4 times lower.
it was at 43.5
Time
at one point.
that could be life
It
changing.
looks like 43.5 still.
It's time to switch to Quest Trade.
So maybe it was teased down.
Portfolios. See how with our online calculator.
A nation divided.
Yeah, alternate line OU.
A knockdown, drag-out election fight. Keep in touch with the sharpest and wittiest minds in political commentary.
Trump camp says they are not worried. Putin loves a challenge.
It was one of those sports guy premium teasers, says Jake. Fat guy said he's going to live stream him and Big Rye on nude beach if Chiefs covered. I don't think him and I could figure out how to live stream from a beach, to be honest.
I don't know. You know what we could do? I could go out there in one of those donut like floating devices, and then I could get stuck in it, and then they'll have to call like the Coast Guard or something, or or the Port Authority, and then there you go. We can stream from there.
I feel like you're just stealing the plot of some movie.
No, there's no plot of a movie. It's just lowbrow, like Weekend at Bernie's style humor, which is actually a very funny movie, by the way. Find someone in here that disagrees with me that Weekend at Bernie's actually isn't funny.
A lot of people are looking at Sean Lee because they thought he was a coach. It's like, how did this coach get a jersey, and why is he playing this game?
He doesn't really play. He just pretends to play, and then he gets injured. Then he takes time off forever. I always hated the kid that was always injured.
I'm right here.
Yeah, you were one of those.
It's weird at 5'4" and 130 pounds. I couldn't keep it together for an entire season.
It's pretty funny. I'll give you that.
Play action.
Oh, man. He had all the time and all the... Wow, this is getting tough, eh?
Dylan's on to something here.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've put on a few pounds. I was once 130, if you can believe it.
Yeah, when you were 6.
I'm trying to think actually when I was 130. It would have been something like that. No, probably like 9. I was skinny most of my life, though. I was really tall compared to everyone else. Wow.
Okay.
Are they really
talk about nepotism, huh?
Yeah, exactly. They're pointing out that Mike McCarthy's dead brother coached Ben DiNucci in basketball 30 years ago. Wow, boy, do we have egg on our face, eh?
Strangely enough, Dylan, the only time the fat guy ever tried to beat me up, his back seized, and he never had.
Yeah, that actually happened.
Never had the opportunity.
I was gonna get him. I'm not even joking. I was gonna put the hurt on him, and then I don't know. By the grace of God, my back just gave out for one moment. This game's starting to drag already. This is crazy. Now, how is it really? We got the new Czech quarterback.
Oh, we were dying laughing. It was really funny.
Oh yeah, there was another guy there. I was gonna get them both. I wasn't having it, and then of course I couldn't move. I was stuck in like a 60-degree position, and I literally couldn't move. And it was very humorous. Let's put it that way.
It definitely de-escalated the situation really quickly.
Yeah, it
like
did.
really quickly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of like laughter and pain.
Yeah, yeah. I was laughing too, but I couldn't move, and it hurt every time I like jiggled laughing. It was funny.
It was like painful yells with like with like crying laughing.
That was awesome. I don't remember what he did. He always pushes the envelope, though. Mind you, I used to do this thing where I'd pretend to trip and I'd try and dent his car.
There
Tried
was
to, like,
never
kick his
any
car or something.
there's never any pretend trips. You would just like bat it.
Yeah, I just walked up and I'd boot his car and put a dent in it. And then say I was sorry after. So I think he did something to me after that.
There's it's been brought to my attention as something that I didn't know that was a thing. But there's these they have these live streams, and on YouTube there's like a group of guys, and they rent an RV and they just drive around the US live streaming themselves, and they party and shit, and they cause a bunch of havoc, and usually each one of them has like a separate stream up, and some of them have like Bluetooth speakers, so they'll go party in these like bars and stuff in like cities they've never been in, and literally chat can write in like whatever they want to write, and it gets read out loud on these Bluetooth speakers that they have. And apparently
Yeah, wow.
there's like any situation they get put in, they get like people try to like obviously put them in like the worst possible situations, like essentially trying to get them beat up. Like you can
Wouldn't be
imagine
that hard.
Oh, it's not hard at all. You can imagine what internet trolls would be saying.
Yeah, oh yeah. I haven't had a bar fight in like 9 years. I believe me, that would do it.
You've had a couple tussles.
Yeah, but
I
they were
wouldn't
more
say-
like
I wouldn't say any fights.
Yeah, they weren't really fights though. I punched somebody and that ended that. And there was that. I think I threw somebody. There was nothing like. I never actually was in danger. So
It's nice to be in bar fights in Canada because not a lot of people are packing
no, that really doesn't happen.
guns either.
No. I did get stabbed once though, so it happens. But that was a long time ago. You're gonna get #1 in fantasy.
I'm really excited for the playoff version of fantasy.
Yeah, so
It's
am
going to
I.
be very unique. It's the real trouble is going to be getting us all together so we can draft, because we're going to have to do this draft on a stream.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be on stream. You have to type it in. That's the best way to do it though.
I got a feeling I
Or-
know
or-
we'll have to get people to like rank players if they can't make it. And
What
then
about
we'll-
a giant Zoom call?
The only problem with Zoom is that you have to have like a premium Zoom. Like you have to pay for
I know, but
more than 3
isn't it
people.
possible to just do one?
We'd have to look. I think before, like when JS715 joined us, it was it gave us like a limited amount of time. I think we only had 1 hour that it was free, and then
Well, that would make sense because then we only how many teams? It's 8, and you only get to draft realistically one team, right?
2,
Like
3, 4, 5.
so. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, nine picks and
9 picks.
8
9
teams.
at 8 is what 72. Yikes! That's cutting it close. You get 30 seconds a pick, pretty much.
I didn't watch every snap of the Chiefs-Jets game, but I saw that Le'Veon Bell put up another poor performance.
He got the same amount of carries as Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I only looked after. I didn't watch that game. I was disgusted the Jets didn't cover, but I mean, that's standard, right?
You know what? I thought the Jets actually did a really good job, like coaching wise, strategy wise in that game. Like for the personnel that they have, like there's not much they can do.
Oh, they're so inferior. They're playing the best team in the league. Travis Fulgham gets open, man.
He's been very productive, and I can't remember if he was on the practice squad and then joined the team, or if he was like literally off the street.
I gotta check his R lads.
I think he was practice squad, and then with opportunities, he's made the most of it.
Flores will win Coach of the Year. I think he's in the running. I would say Tomlin's got a good grip on it right now, but I think it's hard to argue that Flores isn't in the running.
I think Flores should have won Coach of the Year last year.
Same here. I agree. Because he turned it around, right? Like you actually saw the progress in front of you.
Well, it wasn't even progress. Like they won. They won 5 games. Like that roster should have went 0-16, and they won 5
Yeah, but the
games
progress
last
is
year.
from when they started.
Oh, like there
of how
was huge
bad it was.
progress. There was huge progress, but like it was progress plus wins. Like it wasn't like, oh, like today I thought the Jets, like I watched today's game and I said I'm fine with Adam Gase being the coach of the Jets. Like that was that kind of performance to me. But the like what Flores did last year, like as far as like actually winning games, I was blown away. And I'm not saying
Back
Gase
to
is a
squad.
good coach. It was a better coach game than most, even though the score disagrees. And you said he was practice squad to roster. And I'm guessing UDFA practice squad roster.
I think he was signed by Detroit, and a 6th-round pick for Detroit,
Okay.
and then he went to Green Bay and then Philly.
So his third stop, and he's made it count here.
This game is dragging. It really is.
Well, after Jordan Mailata on the first block of the game got beat to the inside.
Does Smith have a sack?
Against Alden Smith.
This game, I don't believe so.
No, in the season.
I think he's got a few.
Huh.
You'd have to check, though. I'm not able to check at the moment.
Games of the year, but watching him last week, it was not the same guy we had seen on opening night.
So here is Peterson going for it, at least lining up to go for it. As you can see,
4th and 3, and the Eagles are going for it. And Van Der Esch absolutely blows up Wentz. I don't know why they didn't flex out this game.
So weird. He got 3 sacks against Seattle. He got 1 against the Rams, and none since. So he's got 4 on the year.
The one thing
I
will
can't
say
believe
is-
it didn't flex it out.
I can't believe it either. I don't think they can flex till late in the season. Well, they flexed last week, Jake.
But they did that up for COVID reasons, so that was a virus clause, maybe. So maybe he's right.
I think that they should be more flexible, like, pardon the pun.
Well, it's hard to argue Wilson isn't the MVP. What, Drew Brees shouldn't be the MVP? What about Alvin Kamara? Taysom Hill?
Actually,
Marshawn Lattimore?
Dylan was all on Alvin Kamara for the last few weeks, so Wilson for MVP now is a shift for him. And
Dylan is becoming more reasonable. It's happening before our eyes. Maturity, it's a thing.
We're about to grab the frozen aisle. Buy the snowball. Because crave isn't just meat, it's bacon. Crispy bacon and tender pulled pork. Nice. Crave frozen meals. Show your mouth a good time.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire for Rookie of the Year. I don't agree, Dylan. I think you got to go Joe Burrow right now, or even Justin Herbert. If it's not one of those two guys, I'd be very surprised. Who's defensive player of the year? Patrick Queen, or defensive rookie of the year rather? Anyone have a better option than that? I don't know how well Derek Brown's been decent. Isaiah Simmons hasn't got as much snaps as you would like. What about? Trying to think here.
Well, does Pro Football Reference have? I know that they do. So let me pull it up.
You got
I know they have AV, so I'm sure you can sort by defensive players, defensive rookies.
Patrick Queen has the most tackles, so like that's the and he's playing meaningful snaps on one of the best teams in the league. So that's where my head is.
Mickey thinks it should be the Bucks linebacker that's from LSU.
Well, there's Devin White, but that wasn't this year, the draft. I think that's the year before. He's not a rookie, is he? He played last year, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe he's from from the last draft.
He's
I don't
really
think
good.
Did he play though last year? I feel like he might have gotten injured, but I might be mixing him up with somebody else.
I think maybe you're right. So this really is his rookie year, but it's like a red-shirted rookie year, so it wouldn't count. Be a Sergei Makarov clause. Yeah, he's been with the Bucks 2019 onwards. He's unbelievable, though. Yeah.
Real Jolly Roger brings up a good point that they might get better numbers with two just bigger markets rather than two good teams from smaller markets.
That's very interesting. I don't know what the Nielsen ratings would be, but yeah, it's interesting. But then I don't know. Seattle, San Francisco is still. I think that still fits all the criteria. They're not the biggest cities, but they're still. I mean, those are reasonable markets. Those are recognizable teams. Even New Orleans, Chicago would have been reasonable.
Looks like Dallas is back in field goal range. I'm having a tough time finding.
Titans versus Bengals would have been better, absolutely. Who is Wilson taking snaps? Who's that player? Is this Dallas's? What's that?
Is it Cedric Wilson, the receiver? Or you're talking about somebody else?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it might be him. He just took a snap at like Wildcat quarterback.
Cedric Wilson has made some nice plays for Dallas the last few weeks.
So is he the Jalen Hurts now of this new look Cowboys offense?
I don't know, but that was a bad decision there.
This it's going to be tough to win with this guy. I got to be real. They couldn't find a guy. They had a week. Yikes, man. Well, at least we got the leg. That was good from 65, it said. Yikes, man.
I don't know why, but I'm having trouble finding the AV stats on Pro Football Reference. They're...
Together.
Who other guys even drafted in that first round? C.J. Henderson, Damon Arnett, Javon Kinlaw. There's one that he's playing meaningful snaps almost out of necessity, though, on an injured San Francisco D-line.
Find inspiration, freedom, and new experiences to fill your life. Find stories that will last a lifetime. And find new ways forward. Find new roads.
With Little Caesars $6.99 two-topping pizzas, there's a ton of mouth-watering combinations to choose from. Like pepperoni and mushrooms, grilled pepper and onion, onion and olives, pineapple and olives, chicken and tomato, ham and olives, ham and ham, and so much more. Choose yours for $6.99 when you order online today.
Wow, Javon Kinlaw has no stats. He's got a couple tackles, really. So that's not going to do it.
It starts as a game. Then it becomes a way of life. Now, because of RBC Training Ground,
Patrick Queen's lighting up the stats. He's got everything.
sign up for free at RBC.
Except INTs, doesn't have one.
If it's death, I'm kissing him right on the mouth.
Get into an all-new episode of The Connors, Wednesday only on CTV.
Monday Night Football on TSN. Tampa Bay is for real.
So they've actually changed Pro Football Reference now. They've got it called StatHead, and you have to pay an $8 a month subscription to use the AV stuff.
AV?
Yeah. That's too bad. I really enjoyed using that.
We'll probably end up picking that up for research purposes, though, in the off season, I would imagine.
We did have a subscription, but it was a yearly one, and I know they changed it, so I'm not sure if we still have it or not.
Simmons isn't playing that many defensive snaps. Difficult.
Robert
Look at
Barnes.
Jerry Jones, man. Robert Barnes, I think I know of that guy. I listened to a show called Gambling with an Edge from two old Vegas gamblers, and I think he's been brought up.
Well, and they thought getting Andy Dalton was a coup, right? I mean, here he comes, and no matter what happens to Dak Prescott during the course of the season, they probably have the best backup quarterback in the league. And that didn't really work out that way either, in part because the offensive line was a mess.
Is he a lawyer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Trial lawyer, high profile wins for clients in civil, criminal, and constitutional law. Political
I know
gambler.
this guy. He does live streams with this guy, another guy, this Viva Fry, a Canadian lawyer, and I actually watch him sometimes. I just forgot his name. He's very interesting. Let's put it that way. They're, yeah, you got Brexit right too. Because I was curious about American civics and law, because it feels like a lot like arbitrarily laws are being enforced in the United States a lot of the time. So I'm always curious, like what's legal and what isn't, right? Because we have an opinion, but if we don't actually know the legal definition, then it doesn't matter. So that stuff can get insanely complicated. Man, why doesn't someone put a big lick on Boston Scott? You know what I mean? I can tell you, if I gave that guy a clothesline, he would be in another dimension. How heavy is he? They think they wrote 200 pounds. There's no way.
For who? Boston Scott?
Yeah. I don't doubt that he won $1 million because he deserves it. Because when you're that dedicated to a craft, even a small market craft, because that's one that isn't like, I would say betting on elections is kind of in the infancy. Like it hasn't had like the effort put into it, at least the known effort that like betting on football, for instance, does. There's there's a really interesting story though. When I think it was Thomas Dewey was in the election against Gerald Ford. Jimmy the Greek, he bet all of his money on Gerald Ford, and the reason he did that is because women were voting a lot more back then, and so he set up his mother, his aunt, and one of his sisters at different grocery stores, and they had pictures of men, ones with mustaches and ones without, and they asked women to rate which ones would look the most trustworthy, and women found that men that had mustaches were very untrustworthy. So he extrapolated that information into a very large bet on a big underdog in Gerald Ford, and sure enough, rest is history, right? Yeah, polls are bogus, I think, for the most part. So data mining makes the most sense. Makes the most sense to me. I've always wanted to data mine just for football, like people giving their opinions, but I've never even found a way. There used to be something called the like a Google N word or something search. I can't remember, or I word, something like that, and you could actually search language. I fooled around with that for a long time because I read a book called Uncharted that talks about it, but I wasn't able to draw any sort of successful conclusions from it. That being said, the Eagles are driving here, but we have a long third and relatively six yards. It looks like Boston Scott's getting more yards up the gut than I would have thought. Look at him; he's at the lineman's tummy. Who says tummy? He does look like Darren Sproles. 203. Yeah, right. And they're playing All the Small Things by Blink 182.
That's funny.
How nervous do you think Ben DiNucci is? Maybe it's not Gerald Ford. I might have been mistaken. Whoever Thomas Dewey ran against.
Imagine the places we'll go.
Oh, it's Truman. I said Gerald Ford. I meant Harry S. Truman. Interchangeable for me. I get them mixed up around that time. And Chicago Daily Tribune posted the wrong information.
With a sport hood, a custom grill, and 20-inch black aluminum wheels, the Ram 1500 Warlock.
I thought that was.
5% off MSRP for up to $14,600.
I wish it was a little bit taller. What's that? Oh, that rapper.
Old Skilo.
Skilo. Yeah.
These stories to life. We check your car's overall health and show you the results with photos so you can see for yourself what needs attention now.
Maybe that's where Skilo ripped it off from.
I wonder if he does family portraits.
Right now, get your car winter road ready and save up to $200 on a set of 4 select tires. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together.
I don't get how these running backs be under 5'8" and over 200 pounds. I don't know. The only one that seems like I actually believed it was the old Jaguars running back. Played for the Raiders too. He's on. Holy, I'm bad with names right now.
Trust CTV News on election night and beyond with live
hyphenated name.
I know the song Untouchable. The
Oh,
Max said
Maurice Jones-Drew.
I don't get how running backs can be 5'8" and over 200 pounds.
Yeah,
That's why
MJD.
it's-
Maurice Jones-Drew is the only one that I think actually was. Yeah. Why am I so bad with names today? It's unbelievable.
The I was talking about it with my wife upstairs that she was watching The Bachelor or Bachelorette, whatever it is, and they had a bunch of ex NFL linemen,
Really?
and like they all look like they're probably 200 pounds, and I was just explaining to her that these guys all played at probably close to 330 pounds when they were in the league, and they've lost that much weight. It's unbelievable athletes, offensive, especially the offensive linemen. Not enough kudos goes to how good of athletes these offensive linemen are.
Touchback. That's really big. I got to be honest, a touchback right now is pretty big considering what these teams are doing offensively.
It said Lincoln Field, but that sure looked like a picture of Jay Leno. Untouchable's not happy with Doug Peterson's play calls.
Well, there's no Frank Reich to bounce ideas off of. I like the Carolina Panthers coach. He's done a very good
Matt
job.
Rule.
He's fantastic.
I don't get how the Bears under Nagy are so bad offensively.
Oh, absolutely.
It's 2.5 seasons now. He had one up season, and now it's 1.5 down seasons. And I'm sure quarterback play it makes a difference, but
you know what? Let's give, even though this game is brutal, like this hasn't been an exciting game. This Cowboys are really trying on offense here. They're throwing the sink here, and that's what you got to do. Because they don't like having Ben DiNucci take 6 step drops isn't gonna you're not gonna move the needle. You're not gonna have success. That play was creative. It was interesting, and even if it didn't work, I mean, it was an attempt. Because some of the skill players on Dallas here are still very good.
just something we got to do once in a while, Mickey. Just something you got to do.
I refuse, just so you guys know.
Well, you're still at a very infant part of your relationship.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to change.
Ask Mickey if he thought it was going to change.
I'll gamble on it, too. I would gamble on that one hard.
Mickey thought it was going to be hookers and blow his entire life, but now he's watching The Bachelor.
Look at this one. Next week, Bears offense versus Titans defense. Who wins that pillow fight? It's a good question. Is Jeffrey Simmons still hurt?
I'm not too
He's
sure.
the best player on the Titans D.
It's probably going to be exactly what the Bears offense needs, to be honest. Yeah, Untouchables on The Bachelorette too. Luckily I haven't had to watch any of it so far this year, but I know it's coming. Actually, I had a really good ruse going today because anytime I go upstairs and she'd start talking to me about stuff, I would just start yelling, I'm missing This Is Us commercials right now, and I'd run downstairs. And then I'd yell back up, oh, guess what? The fat one's crying.
Jake Jacobs on Jeffrey Simmons. No, he's the only one who can generate a pass rush, and he's double teamed every play, as you should. I mean, Simmons is the best. He's the best player on that defense. At least every time I've
This is
watched
a pass
closely.
play for sure. Or was supposed to be, but it's kind of sad that your best option on 3rd and 14 is to throw the ball 6 yards backwards to start off.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the next guy goes, wait, I got one here. You kind of get the feeling that everybody who's ever designed a play has suggested at least 4 that nobody's ever
They're talking about play designs, and this reminds me of those like the Andy Reid meetings where they would just throw like anything they could on the board, because it does feel like that.
You might actually. Oh, this punt looks bad. It's worth a try, though. I mean, because you can always, like, with Andy Reid's a bit more polished, so you'll have reasons why things will work and what won't work, or what will work, and against what defensive schemes will something work, you know. But this is pretty a little bit of amateur hour, but it's an attempt though. No sir, Zaps.
Nothing on this game, Zaps.
Those mid-80s stripes. That spongy thing you did in 96. And that. Get your paint up to date. At Home Hardware's paint renovation.
We're probably one of the few people actually on Dallas though that's live in the contest.
Save 25% on Filtrete furnace filters and save 25% on Rust-Oleum Ultra Leather Spray.
What was the line for the contest?
I think 7.5. It's a bum line for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a hobby.
Surprisingly, 41% of people in the contest took Dallas at plus 7.5.
That's way more than I thought. I like how everyone's gonna like the suffix almost to every sentence is in the league. I like that. Mickey's got Philly. I can't argue that way. I mean, it makes sense. The line moved against Dallas. It's hard to lay points with Philly right now, though. Like, who are they really better than?
Well, it's a tale of two bad teams. It's really the confidence or the lack of confidence someone has in Dallas, because like Dallas is treading on waters of like at least offensively not looking like a professional team. Like we always joke about like if an NFL team played a college team, like even if these Cowboys played Clemson, like
There you go.
Dallas is still probably going to be favored.
Oh,
But-
probably. They're going to be hugely favored. They're favored by 21.
But even if you took like Joe Burrow's team last year and put it up against this Dallas offense, like
Yeah, they're still going to be favored. You know, it takes there's a few NFL players on that LSU team, but it's still you're playing an entire team of NFL players, albeit below average ones, but they still are.
These double team blocks, they call them duo blocks, where you just come out and just try and move the defensive tackle in front of you back into the linebacker. You're trying to
Especially in the run game, like NFL teams could run all over college teams. It would be hilarious. They could control the clock completely.
both teams are running the same play. Whoever's the most successful, likely to win.
For the most part, the wind is with the wind. Swirls though a little bit, and it's dropped on the outside by Rager.
Maggie Hill, Jets would beat Clemson by 30. Yeah, I could see that.
Another guy that they're missing. He got hurt in the Giants game on a punt return. He's probably out at least till the
You think of those piss ants against Frank Gore. It'd be very tough. The other thing too is those guys. I almost think you're gonna get like the best NFL team, like the best effort, because those guys would never want to lose to a college team. Only -7 says more about Philly than Dallas. That might be true too, because a lot of teams this would be almost 14. This PI.
Don't know if Randy Gregory hit Wentz low or not.
Personal foul. Rough in the passer. Defense. Number 94. Low hit on the quarterback. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
There you have it, Randy Gregory, the bad boy doing bad boy things.
Show up. He's looping inside. He's getting blocked as he leans into that.
Oh, that's just.
Pretty high up on the thighs. Maybe the initial hit right at the knees.
Oh, that is such a load. Oh man, I would be frustrated too. I'll take the Jets down to -3 against Clemson in the league. That was bogus, man. That was bogus. Do you see that play? They dogged Randy Gregory. A lot of time for Wentz here.
Oh, what a pick.
No way. They're calling it a pick. He had all this time. Why does Wentz look so bad every week? That's a clear pick to me.
I don't know. It's close because his right leg isn't down when he makes the catch, and so it's just depending on if his knee hits. And I think he's just
Yeah, but his
out.
shin's down though. His shin's before his knee. And you have to overturn it too. There's no way.
Absolute first, clear and obvious. Then it is an interception. But it looks to me like it's close, Chris, Al, that it's not clear and obvious it's incomplete. I think they're going to stay.
You can see it. There you go. They just did it. Clear down.
Real Jolly Roger asking if the Eagles are playing their third string quarterback as well.
You know what? They were smart in drafting Jalen Hurts. I'm not throwing the towel in on Wentz. This is bad, though. Like, there's something going on. Wow, Al Michaels forgetting the new rules. Can't blame him, though. It's every year.
It's going to be confirmed as an interception.
That is an unusual play right there. Very unusual play, but the fact that that shin melted into the ground.
I think that was a good call by you about the shin.
Oh, absolutely.
So-
Wentz feels the pressure. He must.
Well, it's gonna stand.
They've said it before, Mickey, but it's not like it's not a regular occurrence. So great, Indy. We're having a great weekend. How about yourself?
What's going on, Indy? Wentz could say, "The heat is on."
Glenn Fry.
Imagine the places we'll go together. Expedia.
Introducing Advice Plus. A new way to create a plan together that keeps you heading in the right direction. We start by getting to know you better. Then we'll work together to build a plan that grows with you, adding personalized products and solutions along the way. That can help you reach your goals tomorrow. We get to know you better to guide you.
Once this feeling hurts.
Plus, only from Scotiabank.
When you commit to setting a new standard, you don't just build an award-winning vehicle or a safe vehicle. You build a truck that's more than anyone thought was possible. Ram 1500, awarded Luxury Car of the Year. Right now, get 0% financing for up to 96 months on Ram 1500. Plus, your first 3 payments are on us.
We can tell that the fat guy's hating this game.
It's just, I don't know, man. Like, it just so many annoying things. And it was an exciting day today. It really was. And then we're ending it with Ben DiNucci and an obvious run scheme that isn't working. It's at least an attempt and some very subpar play from the Eagles as a whole and Carson Wentz. Mickey Hill is quoting the movie that you starred in, Big Rye. Well, it's supporting cast. Supporting cast. A little Big Lebowski humor.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hate the fucking Eagles, man. He doesn't. It's not the Eagles on the radio, though, is it?
It's tough being an Eagles fan right now. I don't know. I'd be living off that Super Bowl win still if I was an Eagles fan.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah, you can't even say anything.
At least DiNucci made the heads-up play to throw that ball away. But it's going to be 3rd and 13.
No Wi-Fi at the Ram Ranch. That's so funny.
If you're the Cowboys at this point, why aren't you just bringing in like you should be just switching between DiNucci and Gilbert between
Am I crazy for
between
sprinkling
series.
Cowboys money line? No, I don't think anything's crazy. Well, Tom Nara likes being a Seahawks fan right now. You will now and for the next 5-6 years.
Eagles lined up like that was going to be a fake. He looked like Uncle Rico with that sidearm pass.
Can't even throw this ball over those damn mountains. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
I caught some of it recently. It's surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Someone in chat might know this. I'm just asking because I'm curious. Who's the youngest person to ever drive in NASCAR and who's the oldest person?
That's an interesting question.
Mickey's getting that NFL Sunday ticket for no charge. That's pretty nice.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
Untouchable for the over. You got to hope for some more glaring mistakes from these offenses. Or like a special teams touchdown. A little bit better jump by Diggs, and that would have been a pick six.
What's going on in this game?
Jeff Gordon and Petty.
Oh, Richard Petty.
Logano was driving when he was 16. That's actually like, I'm sure that you can train and stuff before you hit 16, but
You gotta remember the reaction time is better when you're a teenager, so that
Yeah.
makes sense to me. You're gonna lose a lot of like, there's probably experience, nuance stuff, but wow, man, is it just me or the Cowboys D line getting there? But I mean, it doesn't seem inconceivable for a driver to be a teenager. You'd have to find a very mature teenager though, who's been in the sport, understands pressure, understands risk management, that type of stuff. Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't go for it here.
I don't have the answers, that's for sure. I'm curious. I'm asking you
We're
guys,
yeah.
looking for answers if anybody knows.
I hope no one died from the virus, Dylan.
He was alive enough to make his starts in fantasy. I think Apurva's going to beat me this week in fantasy, so congrats to Apurva. Dylan Toddfield's favorite subscriber on the channel. Mark Martin raced into his 50s.
That's awesome. Google search says Joey Logano.
Was the youngest at 16.
Yeah.
4th and 1 for the Eagles, and they're lined up to go for it.
I don't blame them. They should.
Single high safety.
Wow.
Fantasy by Aldo Nova is underrated. What's that?
The song. I have it queued up. This looks good already. Nice job. Yeah, I'm an 80s fan. It's my type of music. Is it possible to get some more points on the board here for Dallas? I mean, you got the leg. You got the right guy. Well, you also have Ben DiNucci. Great play, Gallup.
22 seconds and a timeout for the Cowboys.
You run a pass play and run a run and then call a timeout. That drone camera was shaky. Eagles glad there's no fans. Yeah, I would be too. Holy.
It looks like they got limited crowd there.
Yeah. They took the timeout now?
Well, they just ran a running play.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Why? Never mind. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Don't you want to finish with a timeout? Like, is he good at like setting up the spike, Ben DiNucci? Like,
Well,
I could see a procedural error.
There's 18 seconds left. I got a feeling we're going to get like a quarterback sneak type of thing with a quick spike and then a field goal attempt.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Get it on the right hash.
But they're just a little bit far out. They probably want to gain a little more yardage here.
Dude, the legs would have been good from 65.
Drop from Elliott. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Now it's tough. Like, Untouchable said there's 20,000 fans there. That Bears game
Really?
would have been rough with the crowd today.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Favorite 80s song.
For me, it's
That is
Careless Whisper.
Careless Whispers in there for sure.
Right now, if they don't gain another yard, you're looking at a 59-yard attempt into the wind.
Probably something from Joy Division, I would imagine.
We're going to get a super long attempt here from Zerline, if I had to guess. And then if
I'm
he
thinking
misses,
this-
we might get a Wentz Hail Mary on the other side.
My favorite Joy Division song, 79. I thought it was 80, so that would have been it. Don't You Want Me is a pretty good song, though, too. I don't know. There's so many. There's so many good 80s songs. This is ugly.
Oh, man. What a kick
Greg
from
the
Greg
leg.
Zerline.
The camera couldn't even track it. I couldn't see it. Wow. Dallas takes the lead. How long was this 59-yarder?
He knew he had no chance if he kicked a traditional ball to get that there. He said, I'm just going to take a shot.
Oh, because of the wind, he hit it lower?
Let that wind blow it back to the right. That was
Dude, unbelievable. Play of the game. This will probably be the play of the game. Is that good enough? Is that one kick good enough to make you special teams player of the week?
If that was to win, then yeah, I'd say yeah, but not to go up at half.
Oh, the Breakfast Club song? That's a good song. Don't you forget about me. Oh, what's that song? It's My Life, Talk Talk. That's up there. Best player on the field tonight is a kicker. Mickey Hill calling it as it is, and he's not wrong.
I just got a buzz down from the field, and Fletcher Cox wants to talk to you, Mickey.
Yeah.
don't forget now, I mean, let's just be honest of what we have here. The Philadelphia Eagles have one offensive line that they thought were going to be starters from opening day. The Dallas Cowboys have two offensive linemen they thought were going to be starters from opening day. A lot of creativity.
Good news was Peters is back. Well, 7,500.
First half money line hits. There you go. There's some booing here, and this is pretty woeful. You know what though? Sunday Night Football has had the benefit of so many good games that I guess they're almost due for a stinker. Let's be real.
Want to stay up to date? Hey Siri, show me football scores.
At OK Tire, switch to Kumo Solus tires. Kumo Solus HA31 provides a confident ride in all weather with a three-peak mountain snowflake symbol. OK Tire, service, repair, and tires. It's going to be okay.
Okay, I gotta get dinner going. Mom's chicken soup, right? Yeah. Do you pre-roast your chicken? Yeah. We do love a shortcut. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's time for dinner.
Made like homemade, fast with new, natural prepared chicken. And like all our food,
Fat Guy's favorite 80s song is Danger Zone.
I like Danger Zone. It's a good song. Bright side's competitive. Downside teams are trash. Yeah, it's this game is dragging like a lot.
my daddy is the smartest person in the whole flat world.
You gotta be kidding me. Subsequent movie volume.
Tried watching that Borat movie a couple nights ago and I fell asleep during it. Might give it
Mickey.
another chance. Oh, Mr. Roboto? Absolutely. Who sings that again? Styx? It's got to be Styx. Yeah, it is. It sucked. Yeah. Well, I fell asleep. How often does that happen during a movie? Yeah, I know you're mentioning Borat for sure. So I remember seeing the first one in theaters when I was a teenager and it being so funny. I saw it twice. But I mean, obviously we've matured a little bit and the shtick's gotten a bit old.
Well, it also sucks that it became like I haven't watched it, but it seems like it's a very politically driven movie, which I
Yeah,
feel
he's
like the
very
first one wasn't politically driven.
no, if anything, it just made fun of Americans, which is fine, you know. One thing though I don't like about Sacha Baron Cohen is he's very promoting censorship of bad ideas. But I mean, like, if anything, that guy, like, if censorship's going to go for bad ideas, eventually it'll come for him. You know, it's not like what he does doesn't offend people. That's the whole point of what he does. So I just find that very strange.
I guess it's hard not to be Mickey. That's kind of where the money is.
Yeah. One guy with orange makeup and a comb over really gets people in a tizzy.
The half had 4 turnovers. There's lone touchdown for Raider and the Eagles, but Tony, it's Dallas in the locker room with the lead.
Yes, and Mike McCarthy's in that locker room saying one more half like this and we're in first place in the NFC East.
It's the way the division's been. If you haven't watched it all year, you just saw it in the first half.
God, how is this division played so poorly?
Let's take you to the big stories.
Who do you guys think is the favorite? Okay, let's assume Dallas wins this game and I guess launches himself to first place. Who do you think the favorite going forward is in the lowly division that they're in? I can't even, now I'm losing. It's NFC East, right? What am I doing? Yeah, geez, I can't even get it together.
That's pretty good, Mickey.
Favorite 80s movie? Oh, Blade Runner. I think Blade Runner came out in 1980 though. It's my favorite movie of all time. Going back to my question, I'm gonna say, who do who do you think the favorite is? Assuming the Cowboys get a victory tonight, in the NFC East. I'm kind of liking Washington right now, considering all these other teams. Purple Rain, Purple Rain's funny, if anything. I don't know if it's my favorite movie. It's funny though. Perhaps it's Mickey's. He likes the scene of Apollonia in what she thought was Lake Minnetonka. Kind of want to open my.
I'm looking right now. I'm gonna say Naked Gun.
Naked Gun for you. That makes sense.
I do like the YouTube, the guy who made the edit of Cocktail. I think that's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, you should put a link to that. That's very funny.
The Running Man is good.
Running Man's fun.
He's one touchdown shy of the most touchdown passes for the first 7 games of a season. Well, the Eagles and Toyota have teamed up for their annual salute to service.
I find it hard to believe that RoboCop was an 80s movie. I feel like that came out a lot later.
What? Beetlejuice is pretty good.
Bloodsport is a classic. Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck is pretty funny. You showed me that one.
How I can't believe you didn't know what Uncle Buck was.
Very important when you are connecting the pipes. Steve. Up here, Steve.
Predator.
Plunger? This thing can't go on. We're not connecting anymore.
Wait, I need you. The kitchen's not done, and the bathroom.
Not you, Steve. It's your internet.
No,
For Rotten Tomatoes, it has Back to the Future as number 1. E.T. is 2. Ghostbusters 3. Star Wars Episode 5. 16 Candles, which I've never heard of.
16 Candles you've never heard of?
Never heard of it.
Oh, jeez. This guy doesn't like redheads, eh? Well, she's a woman anyway, so what difference does that make?
The Shining, Raging Bull, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Do the Right
Raiders.
Thing.
Do the Right Thing made no sense to me.
I've never heard of it, and that's in the top 10.
You never heard of Do the Right Thing?
No.
Spike Lee's big movie.
I've never heard of it. The Princess Bride is 10. The Thing. Die Hard's a good one. Terminator. Blade Runner.
Thing. There you go.
Raising Arizona. Airplane. Predator. Stand By Me. Say Anything. The Goonies. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
It has to be on that list.
Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers is good too. Manhunter is a good one.
I'm more into bad movies, so I'm curious what are considered.
There's lots of bad 80s like fantasy movies. There's lots of those.
When did Crocodile Dundee come out?
Probably 83.
Oh, there you go. 1986. I'll throw in Crocodile Dundee. Police Academy I like.
Which one?
The
There's
first
a really
one,
good Police Academy where they
The first one's 84.
well, I think Police Academy 4 they have to chase the bad guy in a inflatable balloon. Who doesn't love that?
Did Windy City Heat come out in the 80s?
No, I ordered it on DVD though, eh?
Did you? Windy City Heat
Yeah.
came out 2003.
Yeah, it was filmed in like 01 though. It only had 3 showings on television. That was it.
Have you ever watched No Holds Barred?
No Holds, of course. Xanatos, the bad guy.
Yeah, I think
had
Ghostbusters
a-
was like 3rd or 4th on the top.
No Holds Barred had Tony Tiny Lister, the guy who played Debo in Friday. He was the antagonist in the movie. Well, the muscle. Yeah, he was Zeus.
I don't know why it's always so hard to find bad movies.
Dude, the 80s was full of them. Dude, oh, and like the ninja genre and stuff like that.
I got a feeling these are all considered really bad movies because I haven't heard of any of these so far.
I actually got one of the guys wrong, the bad guys wrong in as far as No Holds Barred goes. I think it's Mr. Nanny.
There's a movie here, and it seems like the main character's name is Gangrene. It's called Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, well, that's standard 80s fare, right? A little bit crazy, a little zany, a little fun.
George Clooney's in it.
George Clooney did a lot of
Softcore work before he became famous.
You could call it that. Yeah, that's right, Mickey. He's never seen it. You got to remember, this guy lived in a box for
Not
many
only
years.
have I never seen it, I've never heard of it. To be fair, it came out 3 years before I was born.
Yeah, that's no excuse there, pal. Oh, trauma films. Yes, you would like this, Big Rye. He's right. Trauma is like the B movie horrors,
Yeah.
and they pretty much everything that they make you would like. I mean, you like Ed Wood movies, so. Speaking of Ed Wood movies, the movie about Ed Wood is in my top 3 for sure. Tim Burton's Ed Wood, 1994. It's unbelievably good when you dissect it. I've seen it more than any other movie, in the hundreds. Yeah, of course, original Rocky in the 70s. That's not going to fit in the. Oh yeah, I guess it doesn't fit the 80s.
Yeah, Rocky 76. The original
Ben
Rocky
DiNucci.
made 1.6 million at the box office. 1.6 billion.
Yeah, it was only made for. It was made for nothing. Sylvester Stallone went door to door selling his script.
It says budget was 204 million, so
For Rocky,
yeah.
that's impossible. Completely impossible. Rocky 1,
That's what it says.
there's no way. 1.1 million, Big Rye.
Maybe that's on advertising after the fact. Like over the years. I don't see how that many it's not like that made 1.6 billion in when it first came out.
And then on Wikipedia it says 960,000. He went door to door selling that script when he was an usher at a movie theater.
I believe that.
Rocky 4 is like a late 80s time capsule. I think that's fair to say. When you have there's Red Scare, so you had the evil communist Russians played by a bunch of Swedes. Just fantastic.
Carson has to be Carson. That's never usually a compliment.
Yeah. Some movie tickets for $5. Love that. Yeah, the robot butler. Yeah. 3 and 5 in the Boston League. You're creeping. I will break you. He did. Dolph Lundgren and Sylvester Stallone. That ain't a fair fight. There were a lot of pointing as if there was a false start. And I think maybe this happened in the first. You can't have a false start on the first play of the second half. You can't. It just would unreal. Does that go to Dallas Cowboys? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Come on.
Running Man's another good movie.
It's fantastic. Who is it? Killian? Yeah. Picked up DJ Dallas in the 1 o'clock game, so that worked out for you.
Did he have 2 scores?
Thought he had 3, regardless. DK Metcalf looks ridiculous.
Yeah, he's been very impressive.
Commando has too much steel drum, Jolly Ranger. Just way too much steel drum. Can only take so much of it.
When did Debbie Does Dallas come out? Or Deep Throat?
Petter is way better. I like you, Sully. That's why I'm going to kill you last. 2nd and 11 here for the Eagles. This is another slow start to a slow game. This looks like a flag on 30. Yeah, and here it comes.
That is not a guy that the Eagles want hurt. That's for sure. Jason Kelsey. Fulham did such a good job drawing that too. You don't see enough receivers like fight back to try to make those catches, but like it forces the refs to throw those flags.
Yeah, AM Price strikes back is unreal. Not arguing that one. That was a flag though. It was a good job from Fulham. I will say this, Boston Scott, although I feel like he runs too upright, he's very agile and he hits the hole hard.
There is something to be said about the smaller backs. They kind of get lost in the shuffle, and they can sometimes, like even guys like Austin Eckler, they can pick up a couple extra yards that they might not get otherwise.
Eckler's a specimen, though. Eckler's one of the strongest pound-for-pound guys in the league. You should see that guy work out. It's incredible. First-round pick of the Philadelphia Eagles getting some meaningful snaps tonight. Touchdown and now first down.
That was a nice punch
Diggs
from
is really going for the turnovers there. His tackle was led with a punch on the ball. That was a good job.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That ball is seems like it's coming out easy today. I know you mentioned you
Who
didn't
knocked that
catch
ball out? Was that Diggs again?
I didn't see. I know
Charlie
you mentioned,
Roger, I don't know if he was mentioning that. This player, the one previous.
That is just misthrowing.
Dude, Diggs is having a game, man.
He sure is. Eckler can do one-handed pull-ups. I gotta see this.
Yeah. I'm telling you, he's like the fittest guy in the NFL. Dude, this is bad, man. Put Dwayne Haskins in. This is that bad.
Eckler's doing one. He's doing it while reading.
Yeah, he's like the strongest pound-for-pound guy in the National Football League. Like now, because I never understood why people couldn't get him down. He's just like he's got strength from the core outwards. He's just a really, really well-built human being. Where's Eckler from? I'm gonna look that up. Trayvon Diggs might be one of the better picks. Because he's a rookie. He's a second-round pick, so he's high up. But man, that guy's getting after it. Western State, Colorado.
Yeah, West Colorado is what he's listed.
Because he was a UDFA, right, Big Rye?
I'll check. He's from Lincoln, Nebraska. Born in Lincoln, Nebraska. 25 years old. Yeah, he was signed as a free agent in 2017, so he would have been a UDFA in 2017.
He's unreal. really is. I quite like him.
I don't think either team's out of this game, pretty much no matter what the score, to be honest. As strange as that sounds. But I didn't realize, like, obviously I've seen Eckler play and got to see him do amazing things on the field, but I didn't realize he was as cut as he was.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Does she know you're the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys? And he says she's going to be a doctor. She doesn't care.
Oh, Stafford would be a huge upgrade for Dallas right now.
Oh, he'd be a massive upgrade. Stafford, massive. Yeah, he could. Oh, they're not out of it. Philly. This is an abysmal performance. And if they weren't playing the Cowboys, they wouldn't have a chance to come back. I'd be milking every second I could off the clock if I was Dallas.
Here's a little bit of what was missing without Zach Martin. The ability to make some of these reach blocks. You saw with some of the backup linemen in there.
You'd rather have Stafford on the Eagles? I think Stafford's probably played better than Wentz throughout his career, but
What a play. Oh, Elliott had to beat one linebacker, and that would have been it.
Second and 2 here. I'd like to see some play action. They keep the ball on the ground, though. Pollard has looked so good the last few weeks. Like, it's
fantastic.
I know you talk really highly of Elliott, but I feel like Pollard's earned more playing time.
I don't know if that's necessarily true, but yeah. I mean, perhaps with Elliott with the fumbling issues and things of that nature. But this is what I think about running backs, though. I would rather have Pollard than Elliott for the money that you have to pay, if that's how you're going to break it down. Chase Edmonds the same way. Chase Edmonds over Kenyon Drake.
At this point, though, with how this team is going, like, Pollard should be getting 15 touches and Elliott should be getting 20 to 25. Like, there's just no other way around it. And there's other teams that did that this week and had success, like the Raiders.
If Eagles lose, just blow this team up. That's too reactionary. Nice.
Send out the leg.
They don't have to yet. This drive is extended through running.
Mickey says this game is over.
Wow. Good on the Cowboys for running, though. I got to be real. Jeez. Wow.
Army crawl. Fletcher Cox, he knew it was coming, and he turns it into a loss of 10 yards.
Fletcher Cox not fooled at all. Great players have great vision. He knew when he wasn't blind, something was up, right? He saw it right away.
Fletcher
He should
Cox
have
did
thrown
such a
that
good
at
job.
someone's feet. Yeah. I don't get why if you're like there has to be an exit strategy. Like just chuck the ball away to someone's feet.
But a lot of players, like as a guy who's not like an NFL quarterback for sure, Cedric Wilson, the angle he was taking there, Cox forced him back up. So it's not like he's going to step up and throw the ball away as a, as a receiver pseudo
But he can throw
quarterback.
it to the back of a tight end who's in front of him, his legs, not someone down the field.
Yeah, it's not an easy play for like a
Well, it's
player
not even
that just lacks
attempted.
experience.
Like it should be a practiced exit strategy. Well, the leg is coming out. Well, thanks for letting me know ahead of time. All right, we're still live. Let's go. Okay, some emphatic cheering.
When I see the great price badge, I know I'm getting a great deal. I felt like that's the car. It's a great deal. Go get it.
Real Jolly, you've definitely got a point there.
That's all right, Jay. This isn't exactly a barn burner. I would have actually been upset if it was the Seattle game. Arizona game last weekend.
Exploration. It's in our DNA. We want to see what's never been seen. Hear what's never been heard. Feel what's never been felt. We are all explorers. And there are new worlds to explore.
You weren't wrong, Zidphono. It's 5-star entertainment, but like we had mentioned, it's for the wrong reasons. Oh yeah. There's a huge delay on YouTube for us. Because don't forget, we're Canadian, so we're getting a slower feed, and then our commentating, and then there's a delay on YouTube anyway. So this is also through Zoom as well. I'm sure that probably adds a few milliseconds.
I'd rather be watching The Bachelorette.
That was funny.
The biggest delay for the fat guy and I is that we don't have, like, we aren't watching through cable. So there's probably about a 30-second delay because we're watching on, like, cable through a computer. So there's just a natural delay there. Our delay on the, we've got, like, the lowest latency on YouTube set up. So there's only, like, probably like a 6 or 7 second delay between, like, when you guys type into chat and when we see it. So altogether, we're pretty much like a play behind at all times.
Wednesday's most watched dramas are back. Chicago Med, Fire, and PHI Chicago Wednesdays, returning November 11th. A week from Wednesday, right here on.
If people only wanted the highest play, then no one would watch college sports.
That's true. There's still excitement to it. I mean, I guess the quality level is a little bit different, but
there's been a lot of wild plays in this game. Like, it might be a snooze fest as far as execution or as far as score, but Bill Burr definitely has some good rants.
wow, I didn't know he was. I mean, I could assume some relation, but I didn't know it was Stephon Diggs' brother.
Yeah, we're in the neighbor's cable line, so it takes a little bit longer to get over here.
No, I usually stream it because I haven't had cable for years, and then so the internet company I provide offers like online TV for free essentially. So I I I only use it ever to watch like movies that have been played or sports, i.e. now. So it's quite good.
It'd definitely be fun to see live, Untouchable.
I saw him a few months ago.
Did you?
March? Yeah. Came to Vancouver.
Knew he wasn't going to have much help out there, so he just grabbed on.
Kirk Cousins was a winner today at Green Bay in an upset. Wentz now with 12 picks. Meanwhile, you've got Hurts in the game right now. He'll take the start.
One of the guys that opened for him was horrible, and one was hilarious. So it was interesting. He timed it right though. The worst guy went first, so I guess maybe you'd be timing it wrong. When you want the second guy to be worse, so when you come on, you look a lot better.
That would be good. I was told, I was recommended to watch the Bert Kreischer TV show on Netflix.
I never liked him because I found him like too one-dimensional. Like he drinks and he takes his shirt off. I mean, all right,
I could go to a few friends' houses if I wanted to see that.
absolutely. That was a decent play, I think, from Wentz to not lose the yards from the sack. Of course, he's taking away a stat from Randy Gregory, pulling food off his table.
Yeah, I can't remember if you there, but I got to see Tom Segura live. He's good.
Yeah, I saw him once. He was funny, yeah. I wasn't there for the time you went.
My favorite's Dave Attell. That's my favorite comedian.
Tell is great.
And Norm Macdonald.
Norm's my favorite. 3rd and 1 here.
Nice design
They
play.
get a first down. Interesting play call.
I'm surprised there's not more run-pass option plays. Run
Oh, there's
more
some good
often by
bits in your
teams.
mom's house for sure, Jay. What's up, Jeans? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I listen to podcasts from time to time. Dallas Cowboys, his first game back since injury reserve. I picked him up in fantasy in a lot of leagues because I thought he'd be more of a focal point because, there's no Zach Ertz, right? So, and Godera has kind of turned into a decent tight end. So,
Well, even when Ertz was healthy, Godere was putting up healthy numbers at the start of
yeah,
the
he
season.
certainly was. More than Ertz. Tough running by Boston Scott there. I like how he can stiff arm a linebacker that gets taken down by a corner. Okay.
I definitely wouldn't want to be starting Tom Segura at tight end. That's for sure.
No.
But Godere is definitely a viable starter.
That was like a hold on 35.
On Boston Scott.
Yeah.
Doug Peterson with some stylish reading glasses.
Smith just a little bit short of the speed he once had.
Splitting the snaps, and I think it's been good for both of them.
3rd and 3 for the Eagles.
Fulgham touchdown. Yikes.
If I was going to try to catch Kelsey, it would definitely be Jason.
Yeah, Burley Beards. I know you like him. I mean, that was a good pass. Right on the money.
It's interesting that Fulham's already established himself as the clear wide receiver 1 in Philly, only after a few weeks. Yeah, Wentz heard us talking
he's good
shit.
for a good pass here and there.
They're going for 2.
Jalen Rieger putting more points up for his fantasy heroes.
Motown
Philly
Philly.
not covering, but they're winning.
Is Motown Philly a song from the 80s? 91, so close.
The black, brown, red, and blue. The ones grown by dad. The ones grown for dad. Because whatever you grow.
So Fulham's played 5 games now. He's had more than 57 yards, and he only had 1 game where he didn't have a touchdown.
Pretty good run, good. I think Brandon Ayuk only got like 100 yards. I don't know if it's fantasy fire, but it was nice. I started him in one league. He got -4 in the league, so I guess he's covering. You got 91 yards and a touchdown. Oh, that's more than I thought. And a touchdown, right on. 11 targets is the part that's key here. That's more targets than he's had all year. You know what? That might be good going forward if they have Nick Mullins at quarterback, because I feel like that could be better for him.
Well, I don't know if Kittle was out for the game, but I know he came out, and Deebo Samuel didn't play today, so lots of opportunity for Ayuk today.
He's been a good player. He's going to be a good player. I think he's average. If you go back and forth every week, then it's somewhere in the middle probably. I'm going to say average.
I'm going to say Carson Wentz is slightly below average, but he definitely has the ability to make MVP-like plays. But he's just not consistent. Like I was checking out his record recently. He's 34-28-1 as a starting quarterback. And a lot of that is helped by, in 2017 he went 11-2. So like you can't take that away from him. Like 11-2 is 11-2. Like, but the if you take that out, he's 23-26-1 for the rest of his career.
Yeah, which is pretty close to average. Mickey Hill, you know these medical companies make it look so fun to have the disease they treat. Oh they sure do.
I just want to know how effective those med commercials are. Like I don't want anyone to disclose their medical history in this, but Has anyone ever actually gone to their doctor and said, "You know what I need? Like prophylax."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It always is like ask your doctor about. Like it's probably not the right age range to ask the fat guy and I, but I don't know.
Hold on. You think that those commercials don't have an impact on my dad? Because they convince old people that they have something wrong with them. Do you not feel like you don't piss enough? No, you know what? I really don't. And they get you to like say yes to these subliminal questions a bunch of times in a row. And old people have money and will spend anything on their own health. You only need a few whales. Herpes ones? Oh, yeah. The embarrassment of herpes.
I would actually love to see what cigarette ads would look like right now. I feel like those would be more fun.
Yeah, because it's like sinful. Yeah, it would be a lot more fun.
The best part about what I think's underrated about any of the medical commercials is they have to list out all the side effects. And it's like it's their way of advertising without
It's always
like,
worse than the cure.
Yeah.
What it's curing. I have a question here. Did Ben DiNucci even look before he placed that ball? Like, I feel like he's just throwing to windows.
I don't think so.
Side effects probably are.
Isn't there just stats on like the effectiveness of drugs? Like I know it's not going to work for every single person, but I feel like that's how drugs should be distributed to doctors.
You got a read option with Ben DiNucci, who I'm hoping he got the first down. I don't know though. Another flag.
I felt like
Thank you for smoking. I didn't. It's Aaron Eckhart, right? I never have. It's always been on my like, maybe I'll watch it. I've never watched it though. It's Aaron Eckhart, I'm pretty sure though. Holding by the receiver.
I felt like DiNucci was making like the sound effects while running, like the cartoon running sound effects there, because it looked like he took like a huge. Like I feel like he was circling. There wasn't a lot of displacement in that run.
I think I'll add it to the list, Mickey, or I'll move it up in the priority. So that means I'll probably watch it the next few weeks then. Yeah, Ben DiNucci. Holy. Mike McCarthy is hot about his tight ends holding call. Don't get the flu shot. Well, I had it. I haven't had a flu shot in 20 years probably. And I had the virus, and it didn't do anything to me, so I'm not scared of it.
An interesting thing. My wife works in healthcare, and usually they have to they either have to it's mandatory for them to have the flu shot, and if they don't want to, they have to wear a mask. But it's kind of ironic now because they're required to wear masks at work, so now she doesn't have to get the flu shot.
That is interesting. Wow, Gallup really got up there to make an attempt on that ball. It just wasn't possible.
Second and 11 with the completion.
Nice play, Dalton Schultz.
McCarthy needs to show some excitement soon or he's gone. You think that was it? He lost it on that holding call to keep his job for an extra week?
He's got a raw deal, though, let's be honest. Hey, that's another Schwarzenegger movie, Raw Deal. I think from the 80s, 89.
If I had to name my self-titled film, it would definitely be called Raw Deal. And you tell me if
sorry to hear, Mickey. I'm glad they're all right. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't going to go like cough in my dad's face or anything. I just stayed home for the 2 weeks. It's going to have adverse effects on different people. I'm a guy that's, I'm going to gamble. I'm going to get out there.
Whether you do early work, heavy work,
guy who hasn't seen the ball since the start of the game is CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, that's true.
Ever since I was a kid, I've dreamed of being an Olympian. I'm always striving to be the best paddler I can be. 2 years ago was my first RBC training ground. They gave me funding for my travel, my training, and my races. RBC made it clear to me that I could achieve my dreams. It would be an honor to represent the first women's canoe team at the Olympics.
To learn how you can start your journey to the Olympics, visit rbctrainingground.ca.
A lot of my football chat groups are shitting on Ben DiNucci, which kind of is a moot point. It's in the UDFA's first game. I mean, what
Kind of tough.
do you want?
I just want to say that it really shows like how well Dak Prescott was playing before all of this happened for him to be putting
He's
up
worth
the
the
yards.
money.
It's, you can argue anyone's not worth whatever the money is when it comes to like those high-end contracts, but I feel like this game would be a lot different if Dak Prescott was playing.
How do we not bring up the Terminator? Yeah, it's hard.
I might have mentioned it, but
doesn't
I
make
mentioned
sense.
like 30 or 40 movies in a row, so I could definitely see how it gets passed. They're showing
There's legends. I don't know how Sam Bradford made it on there for the Eagles.
not all of them were legends.
Trent Cole, I'm into that.
They should cut Zeke and pay Dak. I definitely think Dak's more valuable.
If it's a choice between, oh man, they didn't get it. Did they?
I think they did.
They're gonna measure it.
You know what I'm confused by
Twins.
is
Oh
the
yeah.
Twins is awesome. Measurements, a junior as well. Twins is like pretty much, measurements have just disappeared from the NFL.
That's such a bad angle they just took it at. Oh, Kindergarten Cop, I watched recently, Mickey.
Can I just say though, for the most part, the spots have been spot on. There's no way Dallas doesn't go for this.
It would be embarrassing if they didn't. Throw Mama from the Train. I like that movie too. Billy Crystal, Danny DeVito. Starship Troopers is great, but it's a 90s thing.
Did Matilda come out in the 80s?
No.
Starship Troopers?
Denise Richards, yes. She's naked in that movie. And Wild Things. Yes, yes. You know where our minds went the same place right away. There's no way he got that.
I don't think he got that.
I don't know where his body is.
There's a complete... I like how both guys spotting the ball came in like half a yard difference. I think they might have got it. It's really hard because...
That's where they spotted it. Why didn't he just reach over? I don't understand. This is one of the worst executed sneaks though I've seen. Zeke should have pushed his balls.
Oh, they get it.
That's how you do it.
outside of
People
that,
are not into that.
outside of that long field goal, that was the most entertaining part of this game was that measurement. I think
Showgirls?
my heart almost hit 60 beats per minute with that second measurement.
Yeah. Showgirls, Paul Verhoeven. Basic Instinct is a better movie that he directed. Showgirls was awful, but I can understand certain cheesy aspects of it.
AP, Andy, you're telling me you'd give up a Big Ryan the Fat Guy, a winning T-shirt, a weekly winning T-shirt for a night with Denise Richards?
Yeah, right. Yes, I know Elizabeth Berkley, Jesse Spano. You can see Jesse Spano naked. Yeah, it's not worth it though. I'm still riding from the mental Rolodex of my 2007 bachelor year.
Yeah, no kidding. But Mickey, can you agree with me here? Like, I haven't seen any measurements all season, and now all of a sudden we get 2 back to back.
Oh, Elizabeth's shoe is a dreamboat. The blonde chicken cocktail, Big Rye. My 90s crush too. In the Saint, absolutely. I was a lot younger in the 90s though, but still. So what do they do now? Yeah, he said just stay out there. This game's still competitive. Is it interesting? I don't know. It's strange. And it's competitive. No one in the backfield? All on the nooch? I don't know. Oh. If there was a 70s fat guy, I would have had one too. Probably on all 4 walls so I could get a different angle. I'll be right back.
I think 2019 Big Rye has a Farrah Fawcett poster up.
So, getting curious? Way ahead. Nice. Enjoy that silky, rich, dairy-free dessert without compromising taste. Try PC plant-based coconut milk frozen dessert.
This commercial is for the Passants, for the whole family, Sophie and Philippe, for the Kurzaks, the Bushers, and the Flanagan.
The nooch.
All the home hardwares across Canada.
It's definitely been a struggle.
Local family-owned businesses who support the specific needs of local communities. Because when local supports local, local stays local.
You had glow posters? Oh my goodness.
Is all about.
I was trying so many times, so many different places, so many different avenues. And there's always that question in your mind, like, oh, will I ever work again?
I couldn't find a job.
Oh man, which one's this one?
I was home when I got the job offer. It was excited. It was like,
Indeed, not only helps
The
me get back into the workforce, it got me
who's this one? I'll put the picture up. Who's the one on the right-hand side in the yellow?
When you commit to setting a new standard, you don't just build an award-winning vehicle
And if someone says earthquake, I'm gonna lose my shit.
or a safe vehicle. You build a truck that's more than anyone thought was possible. Ram 1500, awarded luxury car of the year. Right now, get 0% financing for up to 96 months on Ram 1500. Plus, your first 3 payments are on us.
Life does have a way of shaking out to be more beautiful than tragic.
Get into an all-new This Is Us.
Hawaiian chick?
November 10th.
Was that her name in the show?
Tampa Bay is for real.
Royal Hawaiian, it looks like. Oh, no, it wasn't Royal Hawaiian. Her real name was Emily Dole. She was Mountain Fiji. She died 2 years ago, so that's unfortunate. All right, third down for the Eagles. Third and 6. Both teams still have all timeouts. 11:40 left. Incomplete. Dallas gets the ball back. I bet you the fat guy's trying to blow a fuse.
What I miss, Big Rye?
A punt. Cowboys get the ball back, down 6. 11 minutes left in the game.
3 and out?
A 3 and out. And we were just all talking about how you were trying to blow Mr. Fuse.
Oh, yeah, it happens. It happens.
I didn't look till now, but you're looking good.
Yeah, thanks.
Did you get a haircut?
Yeah, I sure did. I look like Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees.
You do. Oh, look at the fat guy. The Zap says pretty cool to see a preseason game in November.
He's not wrong.
And Mickey Hill said, say hello to Mr. Fuse. I was watching Mystery Science Theater, and there was a John Quincy Adams reference.
You gotta get up to date with this stuff, man.
Yeah, I do. I still
So
haven't-
good.
I haven't watched for a while.
Harry has an OnlyFans account now.
I gotta watch it.
Oh, Mickey, my dad is grew up in the same part of Australia as the Bee Gees. Well, they're from the bush, but they crossed paths for a couple years, and he particularly hates disco and 70s stuff, and he hated them. So it's I'm almost doing this on purpose. My dad's like a hardened square, so it fits right in there, and he hates stuff like this. Wearing sweatpants, for instance, or having hair like this is just does not line up with his values.
It's still too early to say, Corey, but the I think I saw the line at even, and I think a majority of people were on Green Bay, so I would lean towards San Fran. This is like really a nice example of showing what good skill position players can do with a bad O-line and a bad quarterback.
What, nothing?
Exactly. I think he got there, yeah.
That was unreal.
Giving him the spot. I was going to say, it's got to be frustrating for Elliott. Like, he's pretty much playing for 3-4 yard gains at this point. That was really good. I don't know if he did that on purpose. Like, it looked like he stepped his left foot down early to make sure he didn't get out of bounds. Another nice gain from Pollard. And Dallas is at midfield. And there's enough time left in this game that 2 field goals could get it done for Dallas.
2 field goals could tie.
Keeps them alive. But there's only going to be so many possessions left in this game with how it's going. Another 6 yards or so from Pollard. Going to be 2nd and 4.
I don't know about you guys, but the nooch is really blowing my hair back. I don't know if we need Dak or Andy Dalton.
That a lot of that could be how Philly's structuring their defense as well, or there's probably a matchup that they like. I don't think it's so much that one guy favors a receiver so much as some people make it out to be.
Gallup's also the best receiver on the team. Gallup's been better than Cooper for almost 2 years now.
I think between all 3 of them, they've got a pretty good receiving corp.
Best in the league trio between those 2 and Lamb. It'd be hard to find a better one. Maybe Arizona.
And even then, like Fitzgerald and Kirk, I feel like take a step back compared to these guys in Dallas. But it's hard to argue that Hopkins hasn't been. He's been the best this season. Hard to argue he's not the best in the league. Oh,
Pittsburgh?
Untouchable.
Schuster,
strong.
Johnson, Claypool.
They're strong, but
Washington.
I think that Juju hasn't looked very strong this season, and I'd say Deontay Johnson is average at best. Claypool's looked terrific though, so if he continues with how he's playing, like it's a really, really good pick. Bucks as well, especially adding Antonio Brown. Bucks has got to be the best if Antonio Brown returns to form. It's not even going to be close.
Oh yeah, but I'm not betting on Brown.
But even with Godwin and Evans, it's been very, very strong.
Because if you're adding Scotty Miller, then you might as well just go Metcalf, Lockett, David Moore, right?
Yeah, that's true. You say that now, and Lockett and Metcalf are probably the best 1-2 punch.
Right now, I mean, it's like hard to argue.
Now that game's going to be fun. The Saints, Bucks.
Revenge.
They had big alerts today that Drew Brees has the league lead or the most career passing touchdowns, and I found it quite funny.
They did that to hype up
the game,
to hype up the Monday night matchup as well as this one, because don't forget Brady plays on Monday night, right? So he could break his own record, right?
Yeah. So y'all taking Americans after the election?
I don't know. It's very hard to emigrate to Canada. It's very hard. You need skills and stuff like that. Costs money, that type of thing. You need to know people there. I wouldn't mind living in somewhere like Nevada. That sounds great to me.
I've enjoyed the time that I got to spend there.
Yeah. Even Idaho. Idaho sounds fine to me too. They did say this last time. Well, I'm moving to Canada if the guy with the comb over wins. And then he won, and then no one moved. The other thing, too, is, Jay, your options are limited, pal. You think Philadelphia weather's bad? Spend time in Montreal during the winter or Toronto. You're going to want to move back to Philadelphia. Vancouver doesn't get nearly as cold as Philadelphia, but the other two, oh, yeah.
If you're going to Florida, I know a place you can stay, but we're going to have to ask his mom first.
Yeah, you better be quick to pay for rent, adorned with a butter crust Domino's pizza.
Yeah. As long as you're DTF, then it's all good.
You'll get a discount at Gold's Gym as an amenity.
And you'll probably have a sparring partner as well.
Don't drink the milk.
That's a hairy subject.
Yeah, it sure is. This is the weirdest game. How many people turned off, you think?
I think quite a few.
It's like a car accident that's taking 3 hours to take place. And they're all both because they're both driving so slow. God. Glad I haven't seen this guy in a long time.
Oh, this is trouble. I was going to say the biggest thing is if he holds onto the ball. Is this live still? Elliott tried his best DK Metcalf impression.
Dude, Danucci is this is not going to work. Ball security you can't even figure out.
Yeah, that's a touchdown.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's a touchdown. I was thinking maybe someone got possession down here, but it looks like the ball is still like
I think
Curry might have had possession there, and then it got ripped out. Untouchable called it too. I smell turnover.
He might have seen it. Actually, that was pretty far before. So yeah.
Mickey
What
thinks
kind
that he
of
was
ball
down.
security is that? You think Tony Romo wants to play anymore?
No, I don't think Tony Romo wants to play anymore.
I was half joking.
It's hard to say that he had clear possession there. Terry McCauley apparently making this call from Colorado, high as hell. He could apparently have his
You got a
eyes
good
open.
vantage point, buddy. What? They didn't challenge that?
It's a turnover, so it's automatically challenged, and they call it a touchdown.
Reviewed. Wow. Yeah, I guess so. It is a turnover. I just fell for that thing I criticized Al
Yeah,
Michaels
I was
for.
going to say, are you Al Michaels?
Well, yeah.
The OU is at 30. Untouchable needs one more touchdown. I don't think there was enough there to say that Curry had full possession. I want to see the household that has one Packers fan, one Seahawks fan, and one Bills fan, all watching a game happily.
I want to see a household that hangs out together in the living room. That doesn't exist anymore. My dad bought me a PlayStation so that that wouldn't happen anymore. So you could get me away from him. I remember getting PS1. That was like the greatest day ever. Boxing Day 1994. Oh.
Are you going to get a PS5?
I didn't get a PS3 or a 4. I gave it up, man. You know
That's
that.
not what I asked.
Are you going to get a PS5? You're the guy who likes video games.
I'll probably get one, but I'm in no rush.
Oh, Nintendo! I had NES for a really long time.
I had Sega growing up, so. Or the
You also had
the
TurboGrafx.
TurboGrafx 16, which was.
It's still good.
I love it.
It's worth money, hey?
Not a ton, but it's worth something. Mickey Hill had Pong.
I hit Pong. Hard to get a.
I'm guessing Pitfall was a Nintendo game.
No, Atari.
Oh, okay. So Philly is up 12. I know some people had the line 12.5, 13. Or no. I'm getting games mixed up. The highest this game was 11. And I think it was 10.5 at kickoff.
It was ColecoVision? Thought it was Atari. Beyond my pay grade.
There's a lot of different decals they got going on the back of those helmets.
Sure do.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Man, this has got to be the most pathetic game in Cowboys Cowboys game I can remember.
It's I know something a lot of people won't like, but somehow that John Bostic hit on
Andy
Dalton is really going to help out the Eagles here.
Holy. This could they are clowning the Cowboys right now.
This is going to really tell like if they're giving up. If they punt here, it's an L.
Who's the backup to Ben DiNucci?
Garrett Gilbert.
Garrett Gilbert didn't start over Ben DiNucci?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You want to talk about coaching errors? Not that Garrett Gilbert would have done much better. I can tell he's better than Ben DiNucci, though.
I understand 4th and 17 isn't the ideal time to go for it. But punting here makes no sense. So are they thinking of going for it now? Is that the Rams' old special teams coach on Dallas?
Yeah, John Fassel, yeah.
He left the Rams?
Yeah, I don't know how. He was the best.
He must have got paid a lot to come to Dallas.
Yeah,
that's my
guess.
There's
no other way.
It's going to be really funny if they fake this punt. Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Dude, Ben DiNucci looks so dejected and overmatched.
They pretty much conceded with that decision. Mickey Hill enjoyed that. That was I feel like I'm watching a CFL game at this point when singles and doubles are starting to come into play.
Well, who doesn't love a rouge in CFL? Ultimate surrender.
They should have just made it where they put DiNucci in shotgun and just ran him around the end zone. Bring the strap-ons.
I subscribe to the Corey Hart game theory. Never surrender. I'm loving these laughs, Big Rye. You getting a few yucks, eh?
Well, you see what Indy just said?
Sweet surrender.
That's awesome. I like that.
Those mid-80s stripes. That spongy thing you did in 96. And that. Get your paint up to date.
At Home Hardware's paint renovation sale, you can save on everything you need. Save 25% on Beauty Tone Mature interior paint. Save 15%.
Of course I do. So I can.
Furnace filters. Available now at Home Hardware and Building Centers. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian.
It's the Station 19 Grey's Anatomy crossover premiere event.
He's Canadian, guys. All right, we gotta take credit for something.
Get into the new season of Station 19 and Grey's. All starts November 12th, only on CTV.
I had a conversation recently with someone, and we were talking about comedy, and I mentioned how many good Canadian, like, comedic actors and stuff there are.
Yeah.
And they pretty much told me, like, I don't believe you. And then I named off, like, a list of all of them, and they were quite surprised.
Yes.
Is this going to be an onside kick attempt? Is that what we're getting right now?
Yeah. He did have a couple badass songs. What?
Okay, what the hell is this, and why don't more teams do this?
This is why John Fassel is the best. This is why, even if it didn't work. You have to give up a safety to do this, though. It's a free kick, Big Rye.
This is still very interesting. Oh. I can't believe that player didn't grab it on the hop.
That was unreal.
There's going to be a lot of coaching points taken home from this play, I can tell you that. So that's interesting. So you can fair catch that ball.
If the Eagles hadn't touched it, it would be a live ball.
Yeah, because I'm assuming it's like a kickoff. It went 10 yards.
Yeah, exactly. I need a field goal.
It's likely. It is likely because it's a 14-point game. I'm pretty sure they're in field goal range or pretty close. And so a field goal makes this a 3-score game. Why don't they punt kickoffs all the time then? I don't think. Can you punt off a kickoff?
It's a different setup.
But can you punt off a kickoff?
No, I think I think it has to go. Yeah, I don't think you can do that off kickoff. It's a free kick. It's a different procedure.
Yeah, they're definitely in field goal range, so it's pretty likely for you, Untouchable, that we're going to get a field goal. As long as there's a chance that Philly can run out this clock, though.
It's the most underwhelming victory ever.
It's just thinking in my head, like, if you have to think of the strength between the Eagles, the Washington football team, and the Giants.
I know where you're going. Giants D-line. Or sorry,
I'm just thinking,
Washington D-line.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, overall, which team is the best? Like, I think, like, my initial reaction is to say the Eagles. I wish it was I wish it was Washington. And
you almost
part
said
of
Redskins.
Me, I did, and then, like, part of me thinks, like, the Giants might be the best team in this division somehow. Record-wise, they're not, but they might be. Zap's got the Washington football team at plus 450 to win the division.
I don't mind that at all.
What are the Eagles are going to be up a game or a game and a half now? But Washington has their bye, so they're still...
They'll be up half a game, won't they?
Let me take a look at the...
Because Washington beat the Eagles.
They'll be up 1.5 games. Because the Eagles have a tie. They're going to have 3 wins, and they're going to have played one more game than Washington. And the Giants are most likely going to lose tomorrow.
Yeah. How many wins does the Redskins have? Just one?
Redskins have 2 wins. So Eagles have 3 wins and a tie. Redskins have 2 wins. Cowboys 2 wins. Giants 1 or 2, depending
the
on
tie.
how they do. So just to clarify, guys, because it was something that I kind of learned this year too, is that a tie in the NFL is considered half a win. So even if a team had 16 ties, they'd still be considered 8-8. So if Philly has 7 wins and Washington has 7 wins, but Philly's got 7 wins and a tie, they're going to win the division.
How do you tie?
We almost saw a tie with the Saints-Bears game today. I think it got under 2 minutes until the Saints managed to get the field goal.
I'm not a fan, that's all.
DiNucci looks hopeless. Fourth and 8. This is really the sweaty point for Untouchable. If they decide to kick the field goal or decide to go for it.
Don't say things like sweaty. I almost said the most inappropriate thing ever said on YouTube.
You heard it here first, guys.
I caught myself. It was so close.
Ironically, when you look at the stats, the comparisons are almost identical. So we're here talking crap about DiNucci and how bad it was, but it's not like Wentz was much better.
Yeah, he lost a bunch of fumbles too, though. Vono's got a good point. McNabb, how did he not know? I don't know. That was years ago, though.
It blows my mind.
8 years ago? There wasn't a tie as much back then, but that was still hilarious.
It's been like one a year over over the last, I don't know, 10, 15, 20
But
years.
not in the old rules, Big Rye, when Donovan McNabb had happened.
But I'll say this: the defense for the Cowboys tonight, it was better. It was definitely better.
So untouchable. They snapped this ball. But he doesn't get the points. That sucks. There still is a chance Dallas can come down and score. Or
Dude, the
Philly
Nooch.
can get a defensive touchdown.
Don't underestimate the Nooch.
That was a
That was awesome.
Pretty nice, pretty clean play, I'd say, from Brown. He should have caught it, but he didn't. Wentz has got tears in his eyes.
Oh, man.
The Eagles were 7.5 in our contest.
Which is still live, by the way, gentlemen.
It is still live. It's unlikely, but it's live. Dallas also has no timeouts. It's going to be third down.
You haven't seen the Nooch's 2-minute warning or 2-minute hurry up offense?
Sidearm with a drop from Cooper.
That drop almost helps the win probability. Cooper looks embarrassed. Doesn't he wish he'd be on Oakland now? No, he has one catch, Zaps. You gotta hurry up here, guys. You want that TD. They're literally giving him the middle of the field. They can't figure it out.
They're dropping back here in a zone.
Honestly, wouldn't mind a backdoor cover here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the most likely score is going to be an Eagles fumble. Yeah, the line opened like before the Dalton injury at Eagles 4.5. So I could see how if they picked the opening line, that's what it would have been. But there wasn't very many places or opportunities to make that bet. They go with the screen here, and it's actually going to work out pretty well.
You got to get out of bounds, Elliott. Jeez.
He could care less.
How are you supposed to get his bonus for piercings? Who's Dallas beat? Atlanta and the Giants. Yikes. Time management from the Nooch. Backdoor Ben.
It's hard, right? McCarthy's coached teams to the Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl championship, and you're sitting here watching really half a team.
Think of the people that are watching this for the most part. Like they pretty much only people with gambling implications because this is a brutal game.
Right now for the Cowboys.
If that much.
It's just no awareness. Like,
Yeah, from Lamb. He could have hit the outside so easy. He called it. Al Michaels. This could be of interest for a few people. Is what he just said.
that's his go-to line for everything. Al Michaels only bets over-unders, so... Oh, no, he's got the spread. He just said this could be one of the all-time bad beats.
We
There's
said
like-
Scott Van Pelt, though.
Oh, okay.
But he's totally bet on the Eagles today.
They just got to throw this short and let one of these guys get in. Yeah, and they give it to the guy who has... Damn. 5 yards short at the back door. I've heard that before, Zaps. Well, that's the end of that 5-star entertainment game.
For me, photography's about telling stories. With Fountain Tire's new
Philly manages to cover pretty much any spread that was put on this game. Congratulations to anyone who decided to tease the Eagles down to probably like 3-point underdogs.
Oh, well, still a good week for me. Absolutely, Zit. Same with us.
It starts as a game. Then it becomes a hobby.
Interesting enough,
Then more than a hobby.
no one at the top actually made any ground. So 9 wins is the top spot in the contest.
Unlock your potential and sign up for free at rbctrainingground.ca.
Dude, they better hope Ben DiNucci isn't playing next week.
Why? Who do the Cowboys play next week?
I don't know. I'm just saying I wouldn't want that guy playing on my team or being the starting quarterback.
Next week, they play the Steelers.
Oh my goodness. What's the spread if Ben DiNucci's playing? 20?
Well, I could... There's no line listed for Pittsburgh at Dallas. But the line should be Steelers 14.5.
You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
What do you think it should be?
20-23.
Untouchable said, I'm so drunk I forgot what I bet.
So funny. No. Do you think that offense can do anything against the Steelers D? It's like impossible.
Mickey Hill said 18.
I'm surprised. It's got to be between 20 and 24 if Ben DiNucci's playing. If it's Andy Dalton,
I'll give you 17. The game's in Dallas, which I know doesn't make a huge difference. But I think I could see it anywhere from 14.5 to 17.5, depending on where they want people to bet on.
They know everyone's going to bet on the Steelers. They already know that, so they have to get a price that's outlandish. And I'm telling you 14.5 isn't enough.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Untouchable's happy about this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jets Chief is the benchmark. Yeah,
This is actually a worse matchup though.
I don't know. Like, Kansas City played in Kansas City, and that line closed at 20. I don't see it being higher for the game being in
Yeah,
Dallas.
they also covered by covered very easily. The book's not going to like that, right? Because they think they can get more from them. I think you guys are off the mark on this one. It's a terrible match. It's a terrible matchup. You're going against like one of the worst quarterbacks we've seen in a very long time against a very, very strong defense.
Zivono kind of agrees with us. He says also Kansas City is more likely to get a blowout win than Pittsburgh.
Yes, but there's also you have to there's the likelihood of them putting up points is minimal, and points on defense for Pittsburgh in that matchup. Holy, I don't even know.
So what do you think if this was played 10,000 times, what do you think the average score is?
Between Pittsburgh and
the Nooch.
And the Nooch, Pittsburgh wins by 18. So that's why I think there's got to be meat on the bone too. Like, I don't know, I just don't see it. This will be very interesting. I'm the most interested in this one now. And is Andy Dalton coming back? I don't know.
If Dalton plays, what's the line?
I think it should be, if Dalton plays, 13.5. It's bad. It's a bad situation.
Hill said 13.5 as well.
Yeah.
I got a feeling we're not even going to get a line in the next day or two until we know who's going to play quarterback for that game. That's my prediction.
538 has it listed as 14.5. With DiNucci, or it depends who.
Yeah. It's going to probably...
Yeah.
I think Dallas will probably come down in those rankings after this game. But all we know is it's going to be a lot of points for Pittsburgh either way.
Oh, of course.
What do you think the bet percentage is going to be for that game?
Well, it depends what the line is. I can't make a comment on that.
What do you think it'll be?
I don't know. You might get, if you make it 20-23, you might get 50-50. If you make it whatchamacallit, if you make it 18 or something or let's say 17, you're gonna get 80-20 on Pittsburgh.
Zivono says it's 14, and it's probably without Dalton as the starter. And Mickey Hill has Dallas lower than the Jets with the Nooch.
I don't blame him. I would agree.
DiNucci isn't great, but I think their real problem is the offensive line. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's part
so
and parcel though. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Big Rye, but I mean, it's part of it.
And there's not many more this 3-game gauntlet that they have between Washington, Philly, and now Pittsburgh. Can you think of a worse? There's not many teams that you'd want to play against. As far as defensive line is concerned, than those teams.
Well, Philly isn't the same Philly that it used to be, but Washington already did it to him, and that was with Dalton. That's the reason Dalton isn't even playing. I don't know. This is going to be a slaughterhouse as far as you said it best. Find me a way where Washington doesn't kill the Cowboys. Find me a way where that doesn't get repeated again. You know what I mean?
Mickey Hill said that the Bears would be better with Trubisky than Foles, according to his analytics.
That's possible considering how things have gone. It's been pretty ugly. Bears defense is playing awesome. I don't know. I like every game I'm watching them, and they are getting short fields. They're playing tough teams, and they're playing very, very well. They didn't even play well that bad against the Rams.
Well, guys, that's going to be it for us. Unfortunately, that was a terrible Sunday night game. Not 5-star entertainment, that's for sure.
It was 5-star entertainment. Absolutely, it was.
Tomorrow should be a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we'll see how Daniel Jones performs against the Bucs defense. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Have a good night, Mickey. Have a good night, everybody else. We will be
gentlemen.
back on for the live stream tomorrow night, and then we're going to be working on the picks video after tomorrow night's game.